Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? You guys need to smash that fucking like button. You know that? You guys don't even support the channel properly, man. You guys have to wait until you press the like. We need those likes for the algorithm. And everybody else who's a hater, you can just fuck off, mate. I'm not bothered anymore. We know we got a lot of haters. Well, you know we got a lot of haters. They don't like coming to support to see this channel take off, you know? But we're gonna take off. And I only want the real ones over here. All right, mate? I'm only looking for the real supporters now, the real people that I support and they support me. All the haters, man, they can just keep hating and stalking. Big up to real boxing. What is going on, Max? How you doing, mate? We're supposed to be getting your friend over here, you know, the one and only Rick Glazer. He should be here in a sec. Let me send him the link. Give me a sec. He should be having the link now. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got the link. Let's have a look, mate. He should be having the link. Let's just catch up with him before we chop it up. You know what I mean? Let's just catch up with Rick Glazer, whether you like him or you don't, but you know he's a real one to the channel. So it is what it is. He's a real one over here. Still comes and supports, gives us his views, and that's what boxing's about, mate. Right? But yo, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez in beast mode. Canelo Alvarez is in beast mode. Ladies and gentlemen, Canelo did his workout today. I see some clips, and Canelo said that I'm ready. Canelo Alvarez said, I'm ready. I'm in beast mode, mate. I want that smoke. And he said, I'm going to make Charlo regret the shit that he used to say about me. Canelo Alvarez said that I'm going to make Charlo regret the shit that he used to say. Because Canelo said, I know the things he used to say. And Canelo said he's in beast mode. Shit. Hey, Canelo's ready. Canelo's ready, mate. Canelo wants that smoke, bruh. Hey, look, let's talk about Canelo. I don't know what's going on, Rick, with the link, but let's talk about Canelo right now. Yeah, shout out to the homie Real Boxing. John McSmith, Fanboy Killer, EDP, Pounds, Dizzy Dro. Yes, mate. Yes, brothers. What's happening? What's happening? Danny Medina. What's going on, Danny? You all right there, bro? Bones in the house. Why isn't Bones? Why don't nobody want Bones to have a wrench? Bones has been coming to the channel lately, ain't he? Nobody want Bones to have a wrench. Hasn't Bones been coming lately on the channel? Let me know if Bones should be getting a wrench, and let me see what's going on in the back end. Give me a sec. Yeah, so Canelo Alvarez came like beast mode. Yeah? And Canelo Alvarez is looking sharp. He said he ain't got no injuries. And he said Charlo better be ready. Right? And he said, listen, mate, he got no injuries. He's ready to go. He goes, his left hand needed an operation. Nah, he ain't got no fucking excuses. He's ready for all the smoke. And Charlo said he's coming like Canelo said he's coming like a beast. Canelo said he's coming like a beast. Yeah? Canelo Alvarez said he's coming like a beast. And he ain't playing. He's a man that's on a mission. He wants to look good. And Canelo Alvarez wants to come out and put a big show on for PBC. He said he's coming like a bang. So, yo, I don't know, man. I feel like Charlo might be in for it now. Because Canelo ain't, people been saying, well, Canelo declining in the last two fights. His energy hasn't been to the top. Well, mate, Canelo said my arm's good. I feel 100%. So Canelo's in good spirits, bro. He ain't making he's ready. So you tell me. And you know what Canelo said? He said, I'm going to make Charlo pay. I'm going to make Charlo pay for the mistakes. Yeah? That's what he said. He said, I'm going to make Charlo pay because I'm coming like a beast.
Right, what's going on here, Donny's on the next? Barry's actually going to propose to Sandra. Sandra has been giving Barry mad head lately, and he's witch, yeah? He's doing this behind the back of the boys because they know, yeah, they would have cussed him out for proposing to Sandra. Tracy had one job to do, and that was to record it, but she's all over the bloody place. Barry's clocked that she didn't get the footage, so he's going to
Now,
propose
Rick
to
Glazer
Sandra
saying that
again.
he's the link
Oh,
that
for
is not
fuck's
working for
sake,
him. And Rick
Tracy!
Glazer's going mad
What's
right
going on?
now. Rick Glazer's getting mad right now. You know that? Rick Glazer's getting mad right now, bro. You understand? I don't smoke no fucking Newports, no cigarettes. I know what you're talking about, bro. But here's Rick Glazer. I think he's made it. I thought Rick Glazer might not have the link, but I sent it to him. But he's here right now. How's it going, Rick?
Not bad. I'm in the middle of a deal, so I hope I don't have to jump off, but and then come back on. But we'll see.
I respect that. You do always
What's
your
happening?
conference calls. You're a man who's
Yeah,
working 24/7. I seen you
yeah.
24/7. The tweets, man. Rick, where'd you get this energy from?
I don't. You know what? My wife asked me the same question. I'm 40 pounds overweight. I'm 65 years old. I'm only 5'8.5". But I mean, I'm relentless. I hardly ever even sleep. It's like I'll as soon as the show's over, like let's say 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll sleep for like 2 and a half hours. Wake up and start my business day, and I'll work for about 2.5 hours, and go back to sleep for like an hour and a half, and then I'll be rip roaring ready to go. And the same thing happens the next day. So it's just I don't know. I can't explain it, but you're right because a lot of people say that to me, especially my wife.
Yeah, because you have energy, man. You're up. When I check on my hours, you're up late in America. You're working in Saudi. You're doing things in different countries. That's not a thing for every 65-year-old man. Some people want to chill in life, right?
Yeah,
And
no, I don't have any. Remember, I don't really have any hobby. I mean, my wife and I, our hobbies fine dining. So, we like to enjoy going out for dinner and stuff like that. And that's like our hobby, trying different restaurants. But as far as I don't golf. I don't play tennis. I don't do stamp collecting or coin collecting. This is my business, and my business is my not only my life, my livelihood, but it's also my hobby. Fox said social media is my hobby, so I'm here to serve. So
yeah,
fire
you're
away
very
with the
active.
question.
You're very fucking
Very
active. You say social
Yep.
media. Let's go straight to that. I saw this tweet of on your Twitter,
Hmm.
and we're gonna read it now. And it's about you saying that Shakur Stevenson is the most avoided league in boxing, just like Terence Crawford has been, right? I
Yep.
want to stop there though. I spoke to somebody within the PBC and also with Danny Garcia, right? And I got somebody coming on this channel soon, but Crawford, when he signed an extension with Top Rank, there was never the opportunities for those fights at that time.
Right.
That's what they're telling me. So they're saying Crawford's just feeling himself, because he's
No,
in PBC
no,
now.
because he resigned because Aram offered him a minimum of $4.5 million a
Yeah.
fight, and he got between 4.5 and 6 million a fight. And, when you listen to the other side, what PBC was paying them guys compared to what Crawford got, he made the right decision. And ESPN was willing to put the money up for those guys that cross the street, and they wanted ridiculous money. Keith Thurman wanted 10 million. Top Rank was going to offer him 3.5. Danny Garcia got offered 3.1. He turned that down. I mean, those guys,
See, the problem with those guys is those guys are telling me, though, when I hear the people random, is look, we're getting all these millions anyway on this side of it. Of course, we want to fight Crawford
that's
now. He's with Al Heyman. So they said now we want to fight him. When he was with Bob Arum, they said
that's a lie. That's a
That's what.
lie. He's
Go ahead.
not with Al Heyman. He has a
But
two-fight
he's
deal
on
to
the
push.
PBC. But he's on the PBC side of the street. They know they can get the
No,
fights with him now.
no, he's not. No, he's not. And
Well,
and
that's
and
what.
and, and Stephen Espinoza said that in an interview. He's not with PBC. He's not with Showtime. He has two fights to fight Spence, and that's it. And if they do anything more than that, they may or they may not. Depends what Crawford wants to do. He's not a PBC fighter.
But do you appreciate that Keith Thurman's people saying that? Look, he is free agent now. So now that we know that he's working on this side of the street, the fights are easy to make with him.
Yeah, that part's true, but who after the Spence rematch, who knows what he's going to do? He don't know what he's going to do. He might go fight Conor Ben for a lot of money. Who knows? I don't know.
I understand all that, yeah, but people are like two-sided with it. They're saying that now Crawford only wants to pick the biggest fights, and he don't want to fight guys now who want to fight him. So Crawford's like, now fuck you, Keith, fuck you, Danny. I'm gonna get the fights I want. I'm going to leave you guys now standing. That's what he said.
Well, they don't mean anything anymore. They're irrelevant. That's what he means. He wants legacy fights. He wants to fight, get the Spence rematch behind him. He wants to go on the Canelo fight. He wants legacy fights. And those guys are not legacy. Those guys are irrelevant. So
Okay.
I happen to agree with Crawford. Crawford's not wrong.
Okay, well, look, Crawford wants to pick and choose now where he wants to fight. Okay, but with Shakur Stevenson, let's stick with that topic. You believe he's one of the most avoided fighters right now in boxing?
Oh yeah, there's no question. There's no question. The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, we know, and we can see it from Pitbull, from Zepeda, even. I don't know, but Bob Arum did say that Lomachenko has already informed him that he's gonna do some of the stuff with his country right now with these times, and come and contact him soon for another fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, we know that this fight with Frank Martin now has pulled off. Can you tell us anything we need to know about that particular negotiation, that fight, and why did it collapse?
Well, Top Rank offered $1,050,000. PBC said yes. Tom Brown, who's the TGB of the PBC, he said yes. They would take the fight. Heyman said, yeah, told him yes, supposedly, and the kid bought. After the kid originally said yes, the next day, they said yes. The kid said yes, and the next day he wouldn't sign the contract.
Yeah, but it's a bit weird where the fight was announced and the next day there's a pull. And why you think they're not signing the contract?
Because in boxing, when the promoter says, they're saying, yeah, the fight's in. Okay, in other words, and then normally the guy just signs the contract and the fight happens. The kid did an exact about face. He told them, yeah, take the fight, and then he did about face. Whether Heyman had second thoughts, whether Derek James influenced him, I don't know what happened. There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of speculation. I know no facts what happened other than the kid said yes. PBC said yes. The kid said yes. Top Rank sent the contract, and the figure was $1,050,000 total. And in the meantime, the kid didn't sign the contract after he said he was going to. So that's what the facts are.
Okay, so basically, it's like a duck that they're avoiding to fight Shakur
It is
because
a
he's
duck.
getting
It's not.
a
It's
lot of
not
money.
like a duck. It's not like a duck. It is a duck.
Yeah, but some people are saying also Frank Martin. Now, you tell me about this. That Frank Martin could be having a bigger opportunity with Tank Davis with a
That
one
ain't
fight
happening. That
with
that he's
after a
fight.
two fight deal. Is that something you think can happen?
He he's fighting Pitbull. That's already a done deal. They don't have the exact date yet, but he's fighting Pitbull.
So this is becoming now an ongoing sequence with people not fighting Shakur Stevenson right now at 135, whereas at 130, because he had a belt, people were willing to challenge him for unifications, right? At this point, because
Not
he,
really. Not
oh
really.
really,
Just that
but at least they would
offered.
make the fight with him, right? They were making fights with him. Jamel
No,
Herring, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Jamel Herring and because you don't forget he was the mandatory. He was the mandatory for Herring, and then they offered the other guy Valdez so much money. He took the fight. I mean, it's not. It's hard to get people in the ring with Shakur. He's improving every fight. He seems to be getting better and better, more comfortable, and he's gaining experience real fast. And he's honing knowledge, and you can see with the complete package there.
Okay, now we got you here. I spoke to Bill Haney. He's coming on the show soon. He says to me that yes, Shakur is a great fighter. And he goes, we offered him an opportunity at
He
25%,
he
right?
he didn't offer him shit.
Okay.
He didn't offer him shit.
They
He
said
didn't.
that
He
within
didn't
Bob
offer him
Arum, when
shit.
they spoke to Bob, that was what they were willing to work with Bob on Shakur Stevenson.
Okay, let me just say something to you. Okay, he had no TV for the fight. He would have had to
Right.
go back to Aram. Why would Aram have him make his fighter an offer? That's it. It's retarded. Makes no sense at all.
But
It's
he got
against.
all the
It
belts, right? He got all the
doesn't
belts.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. There's no bearing on what's there. Why would Aram? Why would Aram have his fighter make him an offer
But
when
what do you
he'd be
say?
put?
Sorry, I want to say, what do you say when he says his son put Shakur on the stand? All he had to do is put my
His
son on the stand.
listen to me, okay? You when you make fights like that, you go through the fighter's promoter. You don't
Yeah,
offer the fighter. It's
right.
ridiculous.
But Shakur did
You got a
say that I'm
promotional
not
deal.
gonna.
You
Shakur,
think? Do you think? Time out. Do you think that Bob Arum is good if they had another TV deal? Let's say they could have went on the zone. Do you
uh,
think Bob Arum's going to let his one of his top fighters go on the zone rather than fight on ESPN, which has featured every one of his fights? Come on now, it's not
but
even
what happened
realistic.
between him and his son, right? Between him and Devon, they were saying, okay,
So
if you want to go, this is. Can I just explain? Devon said to
yeah,
Shakur, if you want it, let's go with this deal and let's push that. Like you're gonna get 25 then. But Shakur did say this. Devon, I'm not fucking gonna take 25, you idiot. I want a lot
so
more
what?
than that.
Whether he said it or not, he's
So do
entitled to
you
more
believe
20.
Shakur deserves more than that then?
Absolutely, he gets millions a fight without Devin Haney.
So what should
Why
be the
would he?
percentage if you were handling this business with a man with 4 belts and Shakur only no belts at the moment?
Probably 65-35, I would say.
That's fair.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Hmm.
65
Hmm.
35 is fair. And I think that's where Shakur does not want to outprice himself in a big major fight himself.
Well, listen, it is what it is. But all I know is that he wasn't. Aaron wasn't going to let him fight on another platform. So
No?
the whole thing made. It's a phone. It's a phony offer. They knew
Right.
that Haney. If they didn't realize that Aram wasn't going to let Shakur go on another platform, then Bill Haney and his son were greatly mistaken. It's not happening.
So you mean that Bob wouldn't let him fight on DAZN?
Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
I'm just saying, some businesses, there other platforms,
No,
other people, promoters have let their fighters go to other platforms.
he's not letting Shakur do that. You realize what ESPN would look to Bob and say, Bob, what the fuck did you just do?
Mm.
Come on. Please, this stuff's governed by other people besides Aaron. They call it the TV
Now,
networks
another
putting up
question I've
millions.
got for you. All these
Sure.
channels in America, right? Because you know the
Hmm.
American boxing channels, most of them are on a kind of like a train. But a lot of these American channels, they're saying, "Oh, Shakur could have made close to 7, 8 million. He ducked Haley."
No,
What kind of
no,
talk is that? Because I don't see no
no,
7, 8 million.
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
see that kind of money for Shakur.
That fight that fight is about that fight's about a $10 million fight between both parties. It's
Right.
6.5 and 3.5.
Yeah,
You know,
so they're talking figures
maybe,
out there. Ask these American
yeah,
channels when they talk. Sorry to
yeah.
sound.
They're nuts. They're nuts. Please, come on. Well, they're not in the business. They're just shooting boxcar numbers out because it sounds good,
Yeah, where do they get
and
these? Where
it
do these
fits their
American
narrative.
channels come from? Thinking they can come with this and talk like that. I don't understand these American channels, man. They're crazy.
Well, they definitely are. There's no question about it. There's no question about it.
All right, now Rick, moving on. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that's since we last met. There's been some changes. Devin Haney is going to be fighting now Regis Prograis for the WBC belt at 140. What do you think of
Right.
that fight?
It's a good fight. It's gonna be intriguing. You're gonna see how. I think Devin will fight better at 140 to 35 because it was so hard for him to make the weight. So I
Mhm.
think he's a better fighter than he's shown, and I think he'll be able to show that at 140. But the flip side is the guy's punch harder at 140, but he'll have more of his strength in his legs, so he'll have more resistance to those punches. So I give him a little edge at 140 over 35 because he outgrew 35 a long time ago.
Well, we got one of your friends in the channel just came in. He goes, "Thank you, Rick." His name's Punch Drunk Boxing. He goes, "That's exactly what I said. That what fight would not be more than around a 10 million mark." So
What did
he's
punch? What did punch? Punch? How you
Punch
doing?
agreed with you on that.
Oh yeah,
He,
it's about a $10 million fight. It's 3.5 and 6.5, something like that. You know.
yeah, because he's been having debates. I'm thinking America with these American
I
channels.
mean, could it be an $11 million fight? Could it be? Yeah, but that's all it is. It's not no, for him to get $8 million, that'd have to be a $24 million fight. Come
Hmm.
on, $25
That
million
fight
dollar
isn't
fight.
at that fight is not at that point yet. It's not even at that
No,
stage,
no.
right?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So now I want to ask you something else on we're
Where's
hearing that
Punch? He said he's
talks.
on the show. I
Yeah,
don't hear him.
punches in the chat. He just agreed. He's writing it down in the chat.
Oh, okay. I thought he was
Yeah,
on the
he's
show
in the
itself.
chat. He
Oh,
just said, yeah, he agrees
okay.
with that kind of
Yeah,
benchmark.
the last time Punch agreed with me, Trump was still in office.
Oh, he's a big Trump fan. That guy Punch. He's hard into Trump. Yeah, I would like to see Trump come back for you guys too, to be honest. But anyway, that's another story. Rick, moving forward, we're having some bad news. We're hearing that this talk with Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua's come falling apart.
I think somebody's woke up here and said these guys want too much money. That's all there is to it. It's still a fight that people want to see, but the fighters and their handlers want too much money, and there's only so much money to go around. They think they just keep throwing money at people over there. That's not the case, and they got to back down on then get down to reality. They price themselves out is what's happened.
So you think now it was just like they wanted more than they could get, and it's come to the
Yeah,
point that the
yeah, yeah,
Saudis have pulled the deal.
yeah. Well, there's other fights they can go buy. They don't need to buy that one if it's too much money. Remember, those who have the goal are in control. Don't ever forget that.
Okay, I spoke to. I don't want to say too much right now, but I am speaking to a lawyer in England, criminal lawyer, for Bomac. Just finding out a couple of things, right?
Yep.
What do you think about the Bomac situation with him having a gun coming into
Well,
the airport?
I like Bomac. I consider him a friend. He's a good guy. I like him. I appreciate Bomac, his talents as a trainer and his personality. And I know Bomac not well enough to say this, but I would like to believe that he didn't know that he had a gun. Somebody planted it on him, or he forgot, or he didn't realize. I don't think he did anything with any criminal intent. I don't think he's that type of guy. And he's very wealthy now, and I don't think that. I just can't see that he did anything with any criminal intent. I think maybe he forgot he had it in his luggage. He supposedly flew over there on a private plane. He didn't acquire it over there. I don't know. It's just something is wrong here. He's just not that type of guy.
So, regardless of anything, it could, like, people are saying it's probably Bomac's stupid mistake, right?
Yeah,
But
and maybe he forgot he had it in his luggage. Just forgot. I don't know, or maybe it was planted on him. Somebody sinister. I don't know, but I don't really believe he had any criminal intent whatsoever. He's just not that kind of guy.
no,
He's a
but
real good guy.
Rick, I will say this, Rick. We love Bomac. We like Bomac, especially him where he is now. He's the trainer of the year. It's a bad,
Oh, I thought
bad
you meant
sad
I
thing.
thought you meant in jail, but okay, wait, you said that. We thought you where he is now in jail. Okay, keep going.
No, I mean we like Bomac in the sport of boxing. It's not nice to see, right?
Right.
It's a sad
Yeah.
situation because in England they take these fucking things very serious, Rick. Right?
Yeah,
And
no,
and
I
I'm just
understand
hoping,
that.
that he's not gonna get prison for it. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, he's in his 50s, and he's got a clean track record. Okay, in other words, he's never been in any trouble with the law before, and I think all that's going to be taken into consideration, even though it's in England. It just something doesn't say he forgot he had it on him. I'm just told he took the wrong luggage, knew he had a gun, took the wrong luggage, thought it was in another one. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense. What did he need a gun for over in England? He didn't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't believe there was any criminal intent whatsoever. Okay, he's just not that kind of guy. And certain people you say, okay, you know, this is the
Rick,
way
there's a
he is.
picture that's I got. Have you seen this picture?
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, there's a picture there to show before he got arrested when they were looking through his luggage because you know how airports are. You pay a bit of money, they'll send a picture.
Right. Okay. Well, he doesn't seem like he's concerned there. They just like, oh, like Humpty Dumpty. You know what I mean? And he just, I just don't think, I just don't think that he had any bad intent. He's just not that kind of guy.
And I agree
Certain
with
people
you.
are.
He hasn't come in any intent with that gun. If
All
anything,
right.
whatever his mistakes are, whatever it is, there's no premeditated that gun for him to be
Right.
there by him having
Correct.
intentions, is what you're saying. Let's
Right.
let's
But
make sure that.
I think any judge will take that into consideration in making a final decision on Bomac. I mean, what do I think? I think once that hearing takes place, and they'll have lawyers in place, and they'll work something out where maybe he gets a big fine, and he can't come back to England for 3 years or some friggin' thing, or the UK for 3 years,
Mhm.
something like that. I just don't think he could end up in jail because of it long term. I mean, they might go for time served through October 9th when they have the hearing. He'll be in jail for over, about 5 weeks then. They might go for time served. But he's just a really good guy. I mean, he's just not that kind of guy. This is a guy that gives back to the community every day. Working with kids that aren't that don't have supporting fathers, and he works in the gym every day with these kids, and he does the right thing, even though they're not going anywhere in boxing. They don't have any talent, but he wants to keep them off the street and do his fair share. So that doesn't, to me, that's not a guy that would criminally use a gun.
And they're probably going to have to do a whole character reference, his boxing and what he does, and they're going to have to pretty
Yeah,
much They're going to have to build a solid case that this man, his intentions are just to be doing his boxing, and this has been a real,
right.
whatever's happened is totally happened by mistake. But anyway, I want you
Yeah.
to get one of your pals is here. We got hey, introduce yourself, Max.
Hey, what's going on, Rick? Max from New York. How you doing, bud?
Hey man, now this is the guy that I have no problem him being the
Yeah,
show.
you
Say
just
he's a
don't want
class.
Mirage. I know.
No. Matt, I don't want to. I don't want to. If I want to be obnoxious, I'll be obnoxious. I don't need that, Murad. The Max is a gentleman, and Max can fire away and ask any question
For sure.
he wants. Thank you.
All right, Rick, I'm gonna throw a couple at you, get your take on these topics. So, I wanted to ask you, man. There was an interview that popped up today, kind of Keith Thurman, kind of rebuttaling what Terrence Crawford said about him and Danny Garcia. Uh, I just been scratching my head a lot recently about Keith Thurman and his legacy, man.
He
Ugas
has
and
no. I'll stop you right there.
yes,
He's
sir.
got no legacy. He's fucking irrelevant since 2019 when he lost to Pacquiao. He's fought once since 2019. Fought Mario Barros. He's now been inactive 18 months. Okay, and in the meantime, he's made himself irrelevant.
Now,
Okay,
is that because of his handlings, or is it because he's outpricing himself? Because like I don't understand how Barrios got a fight with Ugas.
it's everything. He prices himself out when he feels he can, he is the ability to lose, that he's got the chance of losing. He prices himself out. Okay,
Okay.
it's a game. It's a shell game because the fucking game's over.
Okay. Okay. He also I don't know if you know this to be true, but he said I read a headline saying that he said that he would fight Jerron Boots Ennis. Now, do you believe that's a fight that can
Now,
happen?
no, what he'll say is he says that, and then they make of it all. Oh, that's chump change. That's
Okay.
what he died. I know every scam. Listen, these are not original scams. They've been pulled by fighters before, other scared fighters that are gutless.
Okay. All right. Next topic. From what I've read with like the different articles and publications coming out, the whole Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson, supposedly Al Heyman, the PBC, they gave the green light for that fight to happen. From
Yes,
your sources, is it true that it was Frank Martin who said he wanted
Frank
50-50
Martin.
for the fight?
No. Frank Martin said yes to PBC when they went back at the top rank. When PBC went back to top rank, said we got to fight. Frank agreed. When they set the contract, the next day crickets. Okay, and then Frank says he's worth 50%. He made 75,000 in his last fight, and what's his name? Somebody told me that he made almost $3 million in his last fight. Shakur.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's say he didn't. Let's say he made 2 million. The other guy made 75,000. He was getting 1,050,000. Now
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. What sounds right and wrong to you? Let's just use common sense.
Yeah, no, I mean Shakur should I mean it doesn't make sense that Frank would be 50-50. Hello?
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that Frank would get 50-50 from this type of fight. He should just take what the $1 million reported, right?
Yeah, 1,050,000.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna push back on this, Rick, and I want to know your take on this because I am a Shakur Stevenson fan. We got a lot of love for him, even though he's in Jersey. I believe that Shakur should have took supposedly the 25% offer that was on the table for him to fight Devin Haney. Is there any truth with that offer? Let me know your take on that.
Well, it's really a phony offer because
Okay.
they knew, they literally knew that Crawford. Hello.
Hello, Rick.
Yes, Rick. Rick, you gone missing, Rick. Are you there?
He
I
might have
think
hit a dead
Yeah,
pocket or
we can
something. He
hear you,
probably
Rick.
pop in.
he'll probably bop back again.
Yeah, so
What up, JB Sports?
What's going on, Mirage? Rap star, how you doing?
Nah,
man,
this
we're
Max.
doing
This
good, bro.
Max. This Max. Please respect me, JB.
Huh? Who was it? My
Nah,
bad.
this
It's Max.
Max.
My bad. My
Max.
bad. This Max. What's going on,
What
Max?
else
My
going
bad.
on, brother? What's
That's
going
going
on?
all right, man. How you doing?
Yeah,
Good, good.
so we were talking about the Bomac case as well, bro.
Yeah, let me ask you something about that Bomac case. When they caught him with that gun in the airport, was that gun loaded? Because I just reports out there that gun was loaded. If that is indeed the case, man, he's in hot water.
I heard it had a silencer on it, bro.
Phew. Wow. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
good, man. But like
Nah.
Rick Glacier said, Bomac, he knows him as a person. He
Yeah,
is
he said
not
that.
intent. He has no intentions to do criminal activities with a gun.
Yeah, but when Bomac was on video saying that the last time he was out there in the UK before this incident, that he got jacked or somebody tried to rob him. So he said next time he coming out there, it ain't gonna happen like that. He coming strapped. Basically, what he said in that video. So he kind of if they play that video in the court, man, it's gonna be damning evidence against Bomac, man, because he's basically on video saying that he got jacked last time he was in UK, and he ain't going for it this time. He gonna come this time strapped. So just a bad decision, man. When you in other people's countries, they have stricter laws, and like I'm from
Yeah, they
Houston,
don't
I'm from
play that,
Texas.
man. They don't
Yeah,
play
it's
that.
open carry over here where I'm from, but over there they don't play that. They don't play that at all, man. So
Yeah,
he's in hot water.
you get to another country, you
Now, who
better be on
told
your.
you it has a silencer on it? And Rick Glazier's back. Rick,
Hey,
Yeah,
tell
guys.
us. Rick.
I don't know. The thing just clicked off. I was just talking to you guys,
Okay,
and
we can hear
nothing.
you now.
yeah, Rick. The point that I was talking about the Shakur 25% offer. Do you
Yeah,
feel?
yeah. Because listen, those guys knew. Those guys knew. The two. Aaron's not going to let him go fight on another network. What network were they going to go on? And so Aaron's not going to let him. Aaron would let it go to Perspin before that happened, or say, hey, we don't want to fight. The ESPN's got too much money, and Top Race got too much money invested in that guy, and they're not going to let him go fight on another network. Why would they do that?
Mm,
Ridiculous. And those the Haney's knew it. So that's to me, that's a phony offer. That's
so
what that
you
is.
so you feel that was more of Bill Haney and Devin just doing a publicity stunt to make
Yeah,
Shakur look bad?
of course,
Okay.
of course. You know,
Okay.
and let me ask you a question. They know he's got a promoter. Why did they make the offer to the promoter? Why did they make it to the fighter directly? That's good. That's illegal.
True point. True point. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. I got two more because I know JB on the panel too. I know he want to answer some questions. So I know from tweets, I know from interviews, Rick, you are not a fan of women's boxing. Well,
Correct.
Amanda Serrano is going to be the first female fighter to be in the 3-minute rounds. I think it's in a 12-round bout. How do you feel about that? You know, we're about to see a woman's matchup,
I don't
three
want to see
minutes.
him for 2 minutes. I don't want to see him for 2 minutes, let alone three
Oh,
minutes.
Rick. All right, Rick. It's your opinion. You know.
That's my opinion. I
Yes.
just it's not my thing.
Okay.
I'm old school,
For sure.
and I'm old school, and I just don't believe in that shit. I just
Okay.
don't. I'm not saying to you they're not talented. I'm not to say that.
Mm.
I just don't believe women should be getting hit in the face. If they're going to hit them in the face, I'll do it with my Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to get hit. I don't need to get hit in the head with a boxing glove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Rick,
Well,
last point. Last point. I'm gonna get off so JB can speak. I was listening to today to Ronnie Shields. I think he's the head trainer now for David Morrell.
yep.
And he was on the Boxing Voice on an interview, and he was saying that there was talks about David Morrell fighting David Benavidez, and basically Jose Benavidez took to public platforms to say, "Oh, David Morrell's coach didn't want him to fight David Benavidez because he wasn't ready." Well, Ronnie Shields said that the reason he said that because it was that David Morrell was his, he just became his trainer, and he wanted to fight him, like, do at least one fight with him to understand and know his fighter.
Right.
But ever since that, Ronnie Shields said today in an interview that David Morrell wants to fight David Benavidez. And ever since that, the David Benavidez camp, they kind of changed the tune of fighting Morrell and saying who has he fought. That's not really a fight right now for David Benavidez. Do you think David Morrell has the potential to be a big star in the sport of boxing?
He doesn't speak English. Um,
Okay.
he's fast, but he's not really overwhelming as far as excitement goes. And I don't think he will unless he starts beating the top guys, and the top guys aren't going to fight him because he doesn't bring any revenue to the table right now.
Okay.
So He's a good fighter that nobody knows. Very good fighter that nobody knows.
Okay.
And nobody wants to fight guys like that.
Okay, and piggyback off of that real quick. Let me get your take on the David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andres fight supposedly going to happen. Who do you have winning that fight, and in what?
I mean, I hope Benavidez knocks him out. We never see the boo boo again, no matter what Punch Drunk says.
Okay, all right. All right, well, I appreciate you taking my questions. I'll let somebody else on the panel go ahead and
Max, the questions were so good. I want more of them. Where are they? Come on. Don't stop there.
Go ahead, JB. Go ahead, JB. I'll let
Hey,
JB.
what's going on, Rick? Man, it's JB Sports. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let me ask you this: what was the WBC split for Shakur versus Martin? Do you know the split before it got canceled and it went to it came to agree? But you know what the first
I
split
heard it
was?
was going to be 75-25. One guy made 75 million, and one guy, 75,000 in his last fight, and one guy made millions. So common sense would really dictate that it was probably 75-25 in favor of Shakur.
Okay, you talking about two guys that weren't champion. It was going to be for a vacant belt. So Shakur, I know he was highly rated in the WBC, higher rated than Frank. But you think the split would have been that drastic because both guys don't have belts? You know, you got the champion like a Haney. Shakur, I can see maybe 75-25.
They go by what the fighter's been making previously when they determine the split.
Oh, okay, that's what the WBC go by. So when it's two guys that don't have titles, they go by what the revenue each fighter generates. That's how they do the split.
The BC, I believe the IBF, and I know the WBO does. So yeah, pretty much that's the case.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay, I got you. I was always wondering about the split. What was the split on there? Because the split never came out. Frank Martin, they said there was rumors out there saying Frank Martin asked for 50-50, but Frank Martin came out here recently and said he didn't ask for 50-50.
Well, Frank Martin did ask for 50. He wanted 50. He wanted 50-50. But listen, the whole thing's ridiculous. Okay, the guy, I said it best on a tweet, and I got a lot of replies. It was a response to to what they said. It wasn't an original tweet from me, but my part of the tweet was, I said right to Frank Martin. He came on and he said that he didn't duck. I says, Frank Martin, what would you call it? Okay, ghosting, because his nickname's the Ghost.
From what I heard, I don't know if it's true. I heard that Frank Martin agreed to the deal, but I think he got wind of what Shakur was getting. He found out Shakur was getting a lot more than what he got.
What's the difference what Shakur was getting? Frank Martin can't sell a fucking ticket.
Well, Shakur got a big following in Newark, New Jersey, but and I know he did a decent number against Valdez, but I know Frank Martin, I guess he'd be doing okay numbers versus Michelle Rivera in his last fight did okay numbers. I would say Shakur is the bigger draw, especially in Newark, but we don't know. Once they put Shakur on pay-per-view, what kind of numbers he'll do once he's on pay-per-view. So he's a solid star in Newark. I give him that, but we don't know as far as outside of Newark how big a star Shakur is.
My rebuttal to that is this fight was not going to be on pay-per-view. It's going to be on free ESPN.
Yeah. I know it's going to be part of that, was that Formula One NASCAR weekend thing they was having there? I know it's going to be part of that. It's a big weekend for ESPN and Top Rank.
Nothing to do with NASCAR. It was Formula One.
Formula One, okay. It'll be interesting to see what type of numbers they do, man. They're going to be going head up with Thursday night football. You got Cincinnati versus Baltimore, 2 Super Bowl contenders. It's going to be interesting to see what type of TV rating Shakur versus De Los Santos do going head up with NFL. We all know the NFL is the head honcho as far as sports goes here in the United States. So it'll be interesting to see what type of numbers they do going head up with that. So we'll see, man. I am excited about the fight between Shakur and De Los Santos. It'd be interesting to see. This probably you can make an argument that De Los Santos will be Shakur's toughest test, and obviously Shakur is going to be De Los Santos' toughest test. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, man. When those two guys meet up November 16th.
Yep, no question.
All right, let's get to Mastermind. You there?
Yeah, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Go ahead, Mastermind.
Yeah, man. Hey, Mr. Glazer, I wanted to ask you, with all the money Tank Davis been made, do you see him putting himself in there with elite competition when he making all this money for fighting not the best guys? Do you think he'll put himself in there with it like a T.O.
Well, remember something, okay? The prior fight to Ryan Garcia. He fought Hector Luis Garcia and only drew 61,000 homes on pay-per-view back in January. So a lot of those buys were generated for two reasons. Ryan Garcia, Mexican American, and his huge following on social media of 10 or 11 million on Instagram, and also the fact that it was a great fight. You know, there's people going in and said, "Oh, Ryan, this is a good fight. This is his biggest fight. This is Tank's biggest fight," and it made a lot of sense. But you take that fact away, and let's go back to the last pay-per-view. He did 61,000 homes earlier this year. So let's see next how many pay-per-views he actually does.
All right, let me ask you this, Rick. Will Ryan Garcia?
Hold on. Let me finish with him, man.
Yo, like, I got a question about Ryan Garcia. After you get through, back to mine.
No, I just want to know. But so do you think he would? Do you think he's gonna fight elite competition, or you think he would avoid like guys like Devin Haney, T.O., you know, guys like that?
He's not going to fight the top guys. No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, JB.
Okay, let me ask you this. Will Ryan Garcia next fight be on the Zone pay-per-view? Since a lot of people give him a lot of credit for the numbers that he did with Tank Davis, you would think that he would be on pay-per-view in his next fight, because when you talk about Tank Davis, when he fights next, that'll be his 7th straight pay-per-view. So obviously his pay-per-view is generating revenue for the PBC. They wouldn't keep him on pay-per-view if he wasn't generating revenue. So my question to you, Rick, is will Ryan Garcia do a pay-per-view in his next fight as the clear A side?
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to. I think they're going to put him on regular DAZN.
Okay, if he did big star, you would think they'd put him on the Zone pay-per-view. You know, I heard he talking about fighting a Pedro Campa. You know, he gonna be the definite A side in that fight. You would think they would put him on a pay-per-view if he was a big star.
Campa. He's not fighting Pedro Campa. That was bullshit put out by Dan Rafael.
Oh, he gonna fight O'Hara Davis? Is that gonna be his next fight? O'Hara Davis?
No, not necessarily, but maybe. But maybe not. They don't know yet. But it will not be Pedro Campa. That's ridiculous.
Okay. Whoever it be, if he's this big pay-per-view star, you would think it'd be on the Zone pay-per-view, because Tank Davis' next fight gonna be on pay-per-view.
Right.
So
I don't think. I know Golden Boy and DAZN don't want to go that route in his next fight because he's not coming off a win.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And Pedro Campa's coming off 2 losses, so that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, just what I heard. I was thinking it was gonna be O'Hara Davis because he signed with Golden Boy. I was thinking they was trying to set that up. Maybe they fight for the vacant belt and put Rolly Romero. You know, maybe put him.
It may happen that way, but there's somebody else in play, and I'll leave it like that, and we'll just leave it alone for now, and we'll see. But it won't be Pedro Campa. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee in life. It's not Pedro Campa.
So where does Dan Rafael announce that around the world for them?
What's that?
Where's Dan Rafael get Pedro Campa from?
I have no fucking idea. It's fucking ridiculous. As dumb as it comes. So is Dan Rafael.
All right, Mastermind, you want to get your questions off?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
No, hey, but so when Canelo and Charlo, you say you picking Canelo in that by knockout?
Well, I'm picking Canelo, but Charlo is definitely a live underdog. He's fast. He's big for the weight. He's big. He was a huge 54-pounder, so he'll grow into that weight through diet, the proper diet, and strength and conditioning. And he's very athletic. And Canelo's not athletic, so it's a much better fight than people think it is. Do I think Canelo's going to win? Yes, but it's a much better fight to the eyeball than people think it is. People think it's a mismatch, and it's not. It's a good fight.
So if Charlo win, would you put him number 1 pound for pound?
No, he's not going ahead of Crawford, and he's not going ahead of. He's not going to go ahead of Nui.
Okay. Beating the face of boxing.
All right, let's go to TBS. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, Rick, this is the boxing scientist. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
So,
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Southern California, LA.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
So my first question is, as I'm sure you're well aware, Nonito Donaire lost his last bout, and if he was to retire, what happens to Rachel Donaire as a trainer? Do you think she will continue being a trainer?
Are you for real? Now, seriously, come on. If she wasn't her husband, she wouldn't be the manager, the trainer. She'd be. I mean, come on, please. She's not. We've had this discussion, me and Rachel and the husband and stuff like that. All due respect, he's an all-time great fighter. That when he gets on the Hall of Fame ballot in 3 years, I'm voting for the guy. But it's not because of her. That's for sure. Okay, she came along after the fact. Okay, he had managers. He had a promoter, Richard Schaefer, who guided them. He takes all the credit. Richard Schaefer was the promoter of the fighter, and he did everything that was proper, and he did great things for Donito. Let's see how many fighters she handles now.
Let me ask you this, Rick. Do you think Crawford Spence 2 happens at the end of this year, or do you think it could get pushed back to the beginning of 2024?
Well, I don't know. You're asking me about what arenas available and stuff like that, and what other events are going to be on TV and the football schedule. So I don't know. That's a question that's for TV executives. I think it'll do more buys, and I think if I was promoting that event, I would put it on that empty Saturday, the week before the Super Bowl, after the rest of the playoffs are over. That empty Saturday, that 2-week delay in between, and I would put it on that Saturday night.
Yeah, that'd be a good time to put it on there. There's nothing going on in between,
Right.
like that dead week in
That'll
between.
maximize the purchases.
Yeah, that'd be a good job. That'd be a good idea. Yep.
So, but what they're gonna do, I don't know. You're asking something that it's really unboxing related. It's about TV programming. What works for the TV, what works for Showtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know in the contract they wanted the rematch to take place by December, but they got some other fights they're trying to line up too.
But it doesn't make any sense to have it happen in December. They should do it that I guess that would be the last Saturday in January. I'm talking about, right? Probably, I guess.
The last
right?
Saturday in January or the first Saturday in February, because they kind of pushed that Super Bowl back to almost like the second week in February. So it'll either be, like I said, I know you're talking about that weekend between the
they didn't really push it back. They got 17 regular season games now instead of 16.
Yeah, you showed it. They got 17. That's what pushed it back. Yeah, because I remember last year's Super Bowl was like in the middle of February, so it'll probably be that.
Right. Well, they're not pushing the Super Bowl back. They're pushing the season back because that one more game every year.
Yeah. They push the regular season get pushed back, the playoffs get pushed back, and then Super Bowl ultimately gets pushed back a week too because of that extra game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Rick, you ever did any business with Larry Holmes?
Yes, I did. I worked with Larry from 93 to 97. I did his matches on USA Network, and then when he fought on ESPN, I did his matches, and I picked the opponents and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Hey man, you talking about one? I got to put him in my top 5 heavyweights all the time.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Why so high? I think he's. And if you ask me to name my top 5, number 1 would be Joe Louis. Number 2, Larry Holmes. Number 3, Lennox Lewis. Number 4, Ali, and number 5, George Foreman. Number 6 would be Jack Johnson, and that's the story there.
You got Ali number 4. You got Ali number 4. Oh man, I got him. Number 1, man. I can see number 2, maybe Joe or Jack, maybe no lower than number 3. You can put Joe Lewis and Jack Johnson. I can't put Larry Holmes and Lennox Lewis.
Larry Holmes had the title for 7 years.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Ali fought. Ali beat some Hall of Fame. He beat more Hall of Famers than Larry Holmes.
He beat some killers now. Larry beat some killers.
Well, hold it. You could only beat the fighters in your era, okay? And if there weren't those Hall of Famers in his era, you can't blame Larry Holmes for that, okay? Larry Holmes was fucking ultra talented, ring brilliant, okay? Had tremendous punch resistance and recuperative powers. He was knocked down several times with bombs. He got up, he fought back, he won. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. You don't forget one thing. Ali had a lot of gift victories. A lot of gift. The Norton fights 2 and 3 were gifts. Okay. The Jimmy Young fight was a gift. There was some gift victories there, guys. Come on.
Larry Holmes had it too. Larry Holmes had it too against Carl Truth Williams was a gift. Tim Witherspoon was a gift. All of them was a gift. In my opinion, it was a good. I thought Tim Witherspoon beat Holmes, and I thought Carl Truth beat Holmes. Tim Witherspoon. It was always gifts. You know, it was always close fights, controversial in both cases.
Well. In the meantime, you really think that that Ali would have beaten Lennox Lewis? I don't know about that.
Lennox Lewis was a super heavyweight. I'm talking about resume though. Lennox Lewis' resume don't compare to Muhammad Ali's resume. Don't compare.
You got to go by the fighters in your era. It's not like Lennox ducked anybody. He fought everybody.
Yeah, I think Lennox Lewis is a great heavyweight. I just don't have him over Muhammad Ali. I don't have him ahead of Muhammad Ali.
Lennox Lewis has achieved the most. He's beaten everybody whoever. He's not lost to no one. He lost and he beat him.
I give Ali a chance.
Lennox Lewis is obviously got to go down as one of the best ever as well to me.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis. I give Ali a chance against Lennox Lewis though. He got good hand speed. Like 27-year-old Ali. I think he can give Lennox Lewis a run for his money. It'll be a good fight.
Maybe. So, Rick, we got about 20, 30 people in the chat, right? They keep saying, Rick, last time, because I respect you, last time there's a guy who came over here, Tip Bayless. Remember him? Do you remember him, Rick?
No.
Well, you told him, you and him got into it, and then you told me, get rid of Tip Bayless. Well, the chat's asking, can he come and ask questions from you?
I don't remember him, and if I don't remember him, that's a good thing. Leave him off.
Huh?
Yeah, Tip is a big Keith Thurman fan.
Him and that.
Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, he's very respectful. If he's not, then he's got to go, right?
Get Max and the boxing scientists and these 3 guys asking more questions. We don't need we don't need too many people on here.
Well, they've been asking 20 people of ours, so let's see what his question is. And if it ain't respectful, then he's got to go. But anyway, what's going on, TBS?
Hey, what's up? So my other question to Rick is, why do you believe that Canelo and the Jermell fight is not getting the praise that it deserves, the respect that it deserves? Just because, Jermell's moving up 2 weight divisions as if it's the first time it's ever been done. I mean, you recall Hagler fighting Sugar Ray Leonard, who was coming out of retirement, moving up 2 divisions with a detached retina. People praised that fight. They were calling it a mega fight. It's still considered one of the all-time great fights, and it's celebrated to this day. Why is this Canelo Jermell fight not getting that same praise?
I think that we, as far as getting positive PR and hype, I think we're too far out from the fight. I think that'll start fight week. And what's that? The date of the fight? 29th of July, or September 30th. So today was what's the day today? Come up the 16th.
The 13th.
We got 2. Yeah, we got 2 weeks.
13th.
I mean, we got another week to go before the big PR sets in. Let's see what happens. But as far as now goes, well, I'll be honest with you about it. I think a lot of people just look at Jermell. He's been inactive. He hasn't fight too often. He's moving up to 2 weight classes, and everybody's just looking at it. I think it's going to be an easy win for Canelo, and it's a cherry pick. And I don't believe that. I think it's a solid fight, and I'm interested to see it. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew, which I told everybody for years, that Crawford's going to beat Spence and much easier than people would ever believe, and that happened. And I just think that Charlo, I think Charlo's going to be in there batting away. I really do. I'm not saying he'll win, and I'm not saying he won't get stopped, but it's going to be a good fight. Canelo's going to know he's in a real fight.
I agree. Okay. I'm excited for it.
Okay, we got the question. Tip Bayless, would you like to ask your question, mate? I can't hear you. Let's move on. Mastermind?
Thankfully.
Mastermind.
Yeah, yeah,
Go on, mate.
yeah. I think that like you said, that's gonna be an underrated matchup. That Charlo Canelo. I'm but you gotta go like you said. You gotta lean with Canelo because of the jumping weight. But if he can pull that off, I think it's gonna be 1 and 2, uh, Crawford and uh, Charlo. Because you beating the face of boxing right there. But yeah, I think that's a good ass. That's
Okay.
I'll
I
tell you
want to
the
talk.
I'll
I
tell
want to
you the
talk.
fight
Go ahead.
I'm tell you the fight I'm most excited about before the year's out. I'm not. I'm looking forward to Canelo and Charlo, and I like to see fucking Crawford knock out Spence earlier this time. But the fight I'm looking
I know what
forward
you're
to,
gonna say.
I kind of what's that?
I know what you're gonna. I know what fight you're gonna say. I already know.
What is it?
You talking about Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny
Yep,
Edwards? Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Oh
That's gonna be a
yeah,
good one.
everybody's
That's gonna
forgetting
be
that.
some. Yeah, it's gonna be a
I
good one.
I love that fight. I think listen, if I don't, I'm not a Arizona fan going out to Arizona, but if it was in Vegas, I would go to it. If it was in LA, I would go to it. I just don't want to go to Arizona. I'm not a big fan. But as far as being a great fight, oh my God, the two of the highest IQs in boxing, along with Fury, along with Usyk, along with Crawford. And these guys got high IQs like Shakur, and it's going to be a fucking fight. It really is going to be a fight. Both very fast. Even for the weight class, they're very fast. And it's going to be a very interesting fight. Very, very good fight. I'm excited about it.
Okay, now I want to ask you this because we forgot about all this since we last spoke to you. Now, Errol Spence has activated his rematch, Mr. Glacier. And we haven't seen a guy get beat like that as the top elite with Crawford. Now he wants the rematch at 154. I mean, somebody who loses like that don't normally rematch.
Yeah, he's going to get the shit beat out of him. He's going to get stopped quicker this time, and
Really?
it'll be the end of him. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
You think it's just that easy now?
Yeah, yeah. He'll mop the floor with him.
Mm. I-
You know,
Is that
he
why he
mopped the
won't fight
floor with him
Thurman?
last time. What's that?
He did.
Is that why he won't fight Thurman? Because Spence is the easier fight.
No, there's no
It's
money
gonna
in
take a
fighting.
lot of
Where's the
patience.
money in fighting Thurman? There's no money in fighting Thurman. He's irrelevant
I mean, how do we know there's no money in fighting Thurman?
because he's irrelevant. It means shit. It means nothing.
Is he really irrelevant?
He's won one fight in what 4 years.
But I mean, he's one of the only biggest names at 147.
He's he's irrelevant. Him and Danny Garcia are irrelevant these days. They should
I,
fight each other
I don't
again.
think
Again.
they're very much relevant. It was big news yesterday that Crawford was talking about Thurman.
Okay. Yeah, he said talking about not fighting him.
how do you feel?
Correct. There's no money. He knows there's no money.
But I mean, at the end
There's
of the
no.
day,
It's not a legacy fight. It's not a legacy fight. He has to do the rematch with Spence, or he wouldn't do it. He wants to go fight Canelo for legacy.
But what are you saying about the people that have come up and said now? Thurman is saying, listen, that Errol Spence, I would have stopped that Errol Spence in 6 rounds. That's not a champion fighter. He's damaged goods. He goes, I
Doesn't
see
matter.
what Errol Spence came.
It's a contracted rematch.
Yeah.
That Earl kicked in. You can't blame that on Crawford. Just like
Mm.
I heard somebody say something about one of Crawford's. His mandatory was a bum. Well, it was his mandatory. You can't duck the mandatory. You get stripped. So people have to understand what they're talking about.
Or you
Most
got to pay,
people don't.
or unless the mandatory takes step aside money.
What's that? What's that?
Can they take, if they could take step aside, would they be able to take step aside money if somebody wanted a better fight?
The IBF doesn't allow it, but the other organizations do.
No?
But who's gonna? Well, no, the guy's gonna want $1 million to step aside. Who's gonna pay that unless guy's got a big fight coming up? You fight it. You're
Mm.
mandatory and get it out of the way. You got to fight it eventually.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this rematch that Spence is going to have, do you know anything that we need? Do you know when it is?
No, they don't know themselves yet. We just discussed this a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. So it's just him activating it.
You must have been eating something.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm just saying that I just want to know roughly where they're heading to. December,
They're
February.
gonna they say December, but I think it's gonna be in that last that Super Bowl week where nothing's happened. The Super Bowl weekend when nothing's happening. The week before the Super Bowl weekend. So like 8 days before the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
You
that'd be
know,
a good time. That'd be a good date for that fight too. Yep, that's perfect
right?
time.
Now,
Exactly, guys.
I want to talk to Rick about stuff that when Rick's not here, that all the fans come and always debating, always talking. A lot of fans are really giving it to Tyson Fury. They're saying, well, you know, Fury's not uplifting the sport of boxing. He's helping cross promotions and da 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 da. And we never asked for this fight. So they fans are not happy in your side of the pond with Fury. What have you got to say to them about this big event that Bob Arum said this is a historical event? What are we supposed to believe here?
Well, I think it's huge. The guy's going to attract a lot of MMA fans to boxing that aren't boxing fans, and I think it's a huge fight. He's getting 35 million for the fight, guaranteed, plus an upside of the pay per view.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, he's getting big money. So I mean, how can you blame him?
And the pay upside on the pay per view, 35 million just flat fee.
Yeah, plus an upside. Yep.
That's good money, man. For he's gonna.
That's
Well,
another.
that's what I'm.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
point.
That Fury dude, man. Yeah,
Hey,
he's just
Tyson
a,
Fury. Hey, Tyson Fury making so much money. He ain't got to fight no threats neither. Shit, he about ready
I
to
mean,
fight.
it's no legacy in this way. I don't
Okay,
know
we
why he's
understand
hating.
there's no legacy, but this is a big event out in Saudi Arabia, right? They're using Fury for.
This is a very big event. You got an
But why
MMA
are they
fighter.
using Fury for? What are they? What the Saudis trying to get out of this? What is
He's
this?
the biggest. He's the biggest name in the heavyweight division in the world.
So they're just gonna pull like they'll just want to do. They just want to do some numbers with him.
Of course.
Okay.
It's business, of
Yeah.
course.
So they're just looking to do good
What
business.
do you think they want? What do you think they want to
I
do?
thought
What,
they were saying that
tickle balls?
no,
Come on.
Frank Warren was saying they're looking to build something here, and they're doing some kind of it's like really good for the business they're trying to build for their future, right? So that was
Yep.
early on. So I was thinking there's something behind this that Fury must be involved in their business. What the Saudis are doing, I don't know.
Well, he's going to do a 3-fight deal over there. Probably finish out his career over there. He's probably going to have like three, four, maybe 4 more fights. He's not going to have a lot more fights.
So people are
So,
saying, what is boxing looking like when Usyk and Fury should be fighting, and these heavyweights now
well,
because of the Saudi money, it's all gone
listen.
stupid. What's going on?
You're not going to get any defense from me about this at all because I understand it that it's not good for the heavyweight division. It's not good for boxing. Uh, and it may bring some more eyeballs, but it's really not good for the reputation of boxing. It's not doing much for the legacy as the heavyweight champ of the world. But I can understand it from Tyson Fury's standpoint that it's going to be, to me, it should be an easy $35 million. And I don't know. I don't know what else Tyson Fury can do to make $35 million, guys.
I mean, he did go to the WWE, and we just found out that Netflix, he's hit the biggest numbers on Netflix in Europe.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you.
So he's
Look how
making
popular the guy is.
multi-millions. He's making multi-millions everywhere now.
I know that. He's a cash machine. I get it. You know, he's in control, you know?
So do you think we're going to get a Usyk fight?
Guys, you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
Don King, I'm talking to him on the phone on what day is today? Today's now Thursday, Tuesday. I'm talking to him on the phone. I said, DK, what are you doing? He said, I'm getting ready to go to a dinner. Where you going? He tells me the name of the place, and it's in Boca Raton, where he lives, in Boca, in Florida. And I said to him, yeah, he says, hey, be careful there. Everything they got, like, except for the asparagus, is high in cholesterol. He says, listen, Rick, at 92, I watched my cholesterol long enough.
Yeah. Hey, man, I wish you could get Don King one day to say hello to us, because I don't feel like we got Don King that long, man. He's a probably very hard man to get hold of, huh?
He is, but let me see what he says. I don't think he'll come on the show live. I think you'd have to do a tape thing and then run it at night or
Man, I
something
just
like
want
that.
you to just get him and say hello to us. Just if you could do that, come on. Well, some of us were little tiny kids when we heard about Don King.
I'll see what I can do.
You
You
just
know.
got to give him a number and say, hit that, Don, say hello, and you can go. That's it. Right?
Well, let me figure it out. Let me
All right,
figure it
all
out,
right.
and
I'll leave that.
I'll
I'll
have a
leave
talk
that
with
with
Don.
you. But there's another guy that you hang about with, and he's the real Rick Ross. Do you still do business with Rick Ross?
Yeah, I just texted him today. Yeah, I help him out. Sure. Listen. He's a great guy. Um, much appreciated. I much appreciate our friendship. He's a great guy, and all positive about Freeway Rick Ross.
Okay, we got a new guy here called Butch. Butch, who are you, mate? Tell us where you're from.
What you saying, fam? It's me, man. What you saying, Rapstar? You good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. So you got a question for the man himself, Rick Glazer?
Where's Butch from?
Tell him,
Yeah.
Butch.
What you saying, Mr. Glazer, fam? What's good, man? What time is it over there? Good evening to you.
Where's he from?
He's from England.
I'm from South London.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the
South
South.
Very good.
I'm from South London, man.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay, fire away.
Yes. I've got more. Well, yeah. I've been listening. You know, you get me. Salute to Rapstar as well. You get me for having you on this platform for us to even have this conversation and that debate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got a question for Rick.
I got a
Last
question
time you
too
were
after you.
here, though, Rick. Last time you were here, you said Liam Smith. You expect him to beat Chris Eubanks, right? And I
Yep.
remember,
He was.
Butch, you were talking about this,
Listen.
Butch.
Listen. He
Yeah,
was
but look at Chris
absolutely.
Eubanks' performance.
Nah, he was the other. Lamb Smith was completely shot. Terrible. He
Wow.
shot. That wasn't Chris Eubanks being great. That was the other guy being horrible.
So why was he that horrible
Yeah,
overnight?
he could. They say he couldn't make the weight. He was up to 200 pounds. Couldn't make the weight,
Jesus.
and he drained himself. He had no legs at all. He was awful. He was listless.
Mm.
Nah, that's an excuse, man. He was no
No, but
No,
different
look,
from
no,
what
it's not. I agree.
he's
I
no
agree with
different.
Rick.
Listen, Liam Smith was no different from what he was in the first fight.
okay, we
No,
can have
Rick.
that debate. We
No,
can have
wait,
He
that
was
hold it,
getting
debate,
hold it,
Raptor.
hold
absolutely
it, hold it,
he was getting
hold it,
absolutely
hold it,
dominated.
hold it, hold it, hold it. Everybody in all the boxing guys said the same thing. They can't. There's truth in quantity. Everybody can't be wrong. Okay, so forget your theory. Unless you're making a living in boxing,
What
like
theory?
the 20 people.
All
There's
right,
no
but let me
theory in
ask you
this.
this though, Rick. Are you appreciating that Bomac said that we had to just make sure that we had to use his tools at his best and not just let him get reckless? There was some stuff that he
Well,
was doing which
no,
was much better
Bomac.
and calmer.
No.
You gotta give him that.
Bomac made him better, but
Yeah.
Liam Smith was completely shot.
What?
Completely shot.
So why you think he? Do you think a
Womack made him
fighter?
better.
Let me ask you this then, Rick. A fighter overnight can get completely shot.
Well, he made himself shot by having the drain to make that weight and getting blown up that much in between the fight from the first
But
fight
people
to the
say
second
that's
fight.
his fault. He had the biggest payday.
Of course it
That's
is.
his
There's not
fault.
even, that's not a question. But
Uh,
you said why is he shot? I said that he did it up, brought it out himself.
well, Rick, I have one question. How did Bomac make him better? Because from what I see, looking at the first fight and the second fight, he only made two adjustments that weren't hard to adjust.
Well, you can call it what you want, but he made two adjustments, and
Yeah.
that one of them was moving his feet more in and around the fighter instead of walking straight in like he did the first time, and the other one was keeping the jab on him and feinting a lot. So there was three things that he did was better, and he controlled the fight because of it. But remember, I said to you, it wasn't that Chris Eubanks was that much better. It was the fact that Liam Smith was shot. And like I said, if Liam Smith maybe not be shot going forward, he may have his legs because he's on weight and he did it the proper way. But he looked terrible. He was falling all over his legs and stuff. His legs were like jello, for Christ's sake.
And this is what people don't like about what Liam Smith was doing and saying leading up to the fight. He was saying, well, you got Bomac now. Let's see what he's going to do for you and taunting Chris Eubank. But at the end,
Yeah, but that's all bravado. Come on.
yeah, I know. But at the end,
That's
it
all
just yeah,
bravado.
but
What you like, Chris
that's a
Eubank?
slack. That's a slack on his defense, and that's something that people have just got no remorse for in boxing. I feel people
I
don't
mean,
care about excuses, really.
I think Smith asked that because Eubank used it as an excuse to fire his trainer. Like, why would you fire your trainer? It was we can all see that it was Eubank's fault that he lost the fight. He dropped his guard and he got clipped. He kept backing himself against the ropes, and he didn't do that in the second fight.
Okay, what do you say about Errol Spence?
You back
If
in.
Errol Spence got beat like that, what chances he got in a fucking rematch now? Huh?
He's got a
Zero.
better shot at getting pregnant. Okay, in the ring than his
Big
wife.
chances, slim and none, and slim will cover.
Right,
Wow.
slim and none.
Even Butch is
He,
with you on that. He says
Slim
he's
slim or none.
none.
he's gonna get the shit beat out of him. He's gonna listen. He's in a pickle, and here's why he's in a pickle.
Mm.
Because he can't turn to another fight and make a lot of money. He knows he's gonzo. Everybody around him says, "Hey, you're shot, man. You got to go for the biggest payday." Well, this is the biggest payday.
Mm.
Where else
Yeah,
is he
they're
gonna get?
fucked
This
up
is
with
gonna be. He's gonna get fucked up. He's gonna get stopped there much earlier
But
because.
there's only two
Man
things
Down
can happen.
Promotions is going
Yeah,
out
but
of business. Man Down Promotions
Well,
is going out of business.
put it this way to you. Put it this way to you. I had the good line, guys. And you guys will think some of you guys will think this is funny. What some of you won't. But I says one thing about we learned on July 29th what man down meant. Well, it meant man down 3 times. So
man
there you go.
down. Oh
3
shit.
times.
Frank Martin's not making man down promotions
I,
look
I,
good.
I got a question for you, Mr. Rick.
Sure.
What about Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez?
Oh, I just think it's such a great fight. I don't know who wins. Um, I just don't know. I'm a big believer in both guys. The ring IQ is fucking. Both guys are brilliant. They're both, cool guys. I know it's going to be a great fight. As far as, is it a great action fight? I don't know. They're both so good technically, and they're both so good defensively. I don't know if it's going to be a great fight, but it'll be. If it's not a great fight, you're going to see two technical wizards, two guys at such huge ring IQs, and it might not be an exciting fight. We don't know that. I
But
don't know. I
this is
can't
I really
determine
appreciate
that.
I appreciate you, Rick, for coming here and educating these guys on Sonny Edwards because on this channel, most of these people who come in at certain times when we get you on, it's Americans. And these guys think Sonny Edwards ain't got a chance and Bam's gonna do this
No,
and
no,
Bam's
it's going
gonna
to be
do that.
no,
They
no.
actually have no respect for Bam Bam in this
Americans.
when it comes to the Americans over here right now. So can you please educate these Americans?
Yeah, educate them, please, man, because they don't show us Brits no respect. No
No
respect.
No,
respect for Sonny Edwards.
I think Sonny Edwards. I know Sonny. He knows me. I know him on we know each other on a first name basis. I really high on Sonny. His ring IQ is off the charts. His foot speed, his hand speed. He's not a puncher. Bam is a puncher, but Sonny's ring IQ is so high, and his speed is so good, and his footwork so good. He's going to take that punching power away from Bam in his mind going into the fight and what he's going to do. And I don't think the punching power is going to Bam will show up. And I don't think the lack of punching power on Sonny's going to show up because he can get out of the way. The guy's not going to just walk in careless because Sonny's got quick feet. And every time you make a fighter miss and spin, in the judges' minds, that guy's winning the round. Who makes the other guy miss? And I think he has that ability to make the other guy miss. And I think it's going to be a great fight. I mean, it will be a split decision. It'll be a very razor thin fight, no matter who wins.
The only thing
It's
I'm
that.
saying is that
Yeah.
the fights in America, right, Rick?
Yeah, but they're going to have judges from all over the world. They're
So
not.
that
They're not.
might
They're not.
favor Bam. It might.
It's in
But
Arizona.
No,
I just want to
no.
ask you this. Sonny Edwards is very confident. He's the one who been chasing this fight. These
Right.
fans, you're gonna break these fans' hearts if you're saying that Sonny Edwards beats their boy Bam Bam because they love that.
He's capable of doing that. I don't know if it happens. Okay, it's a great fight. I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't looked at the odds or anything like that. I have not looked at the odds, but this should be a very, very close fight odds wise. This is a really, really good fight. If this wasn't 112 pounds, if this fight was a welterweight fight or a middleweight fight, everybody would be really excited and all pumped up and jerking off. But they're 112 pounders, so a lot of guys a lot of people dismiss guys that are that small.
Mhm.
I mean, I got to tell you guys a funny story that happened in January. So In January, this Oscar Collazo from Puerto Rico, he's like 6-0. He went to fight in a WBO eliminator. He ended up winning, but before the fight, the manager was a dear friend of mine, Juan De Leon. He says to me, Rick, give him some confidence and give him a few words. I know you're real good at this. So he introduces me to Oscar and stuff like that. And I says, son, I know your manager a long time, but I want to tell you something. If you don't win this fight at 105 pounds, you're going to be a practice jockey at the racetrack, and I'll personally take you out there.
Right.
So as soon as the fight was over, he's screaming. And I said, I'm not going to be a jockey. I says, not yet anyways. So then I was at his world title fight, was in May. And April or May, I was at his world title fight. It was in Indio, California, on another Golden Boy show. And he won. He knocked out the guy from the Philippines to win the title. And he comes running up to me after the fight was over. When he was going past his lesson, he sees me. He says, I'm not a jockey. I says, not yet. I'm the champ. He goes, I'm not a jockey. I'm the champ. I says, yes, you are. Not a jockey yet. So now he just won his first title defense. So I'm sort of following him, and he's a left-handed guy, and he's a cross between Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez, believe it or not. He's left-handed. He's a power puncher like Bam, left-handed, but he's got that super high ring IQ and super fast hands and feet like Sonny does. And he's the WBO minimum weight champ at 105 pounds, Oscar Collazo. So you'll be fighting on the zone. Probably he just fought his first title defense on the zone. He'll be fighting probably in December and January again. So pay attention to him because he's another guy that's like a Bam and like Sonny Edwards, that has super high ring IQ with all those attributes.
Okay, he's with Golden Boy
and Miguel Cotto Promotions, both
Cotto Promotion.
He's 8-0.
Both
They don't know about it. He's 8-0. They don't know about him.
Okay. The thing
Miguel Cotto's got promotion, yeah.
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, he's a promoter.
As far as that Edwards Rodriguez fight go, the only thing I have about Edwards, he's a good fighter. He's 20-0. He's got 2 KOs. I don't know if he has enough power, enough respect.
No. He's got like 4 or 5 KOs. He don't have 2 KOs.
I think he got 20 wins and 2 KOs from what I've seen, but he might got even with 4 or 5. That's low. That's a low percentage. Does he? Right. I don't know if he has enough. I ain't saying enough power, but they have enough respect to get Bam Rodriguez respect over a 12-round period. I think Bam Rodriguez, relentless pressure is ultimately going to get to Sonny Edwards. The guy that always have a lot of power.
That's what you think, man. That's what you think.
He will have Bam's respect because he's so fast on his feet and so fast-handed. He can pop and get out of there. So the other guy's not going to just come walking in. In the front door, he's going to box him, and Sonny will keep him at bay. It's going to be a good fight. I mean, I don't know.
Bam know how to cut the ring off, though. Bam know how to cut that ring off, man. If you ain't got enough power to kind of make him hesitant, make him a little less aggressive,
but also Bam hasn't fought anybody with this guy's style and this guy's quickness as high a caliber as this guy's at. Remember, Carlos Quadras was on the back 9. He's slow. This is a different league here. This is the Bam league.
So I'm saying to you, Quadras and all those guys, they can't move laterally. Sonny Edwards is great from mid-range and long range. Don't you understand? He uses all corners of the ring. Come on, man.
I know.
Yeah, he don't have enough power. I'm looking at the KO, man. He don't have a lot of power. Does he have enough power to get Bam Rodriguez respect? I think he's going to wear him down, man. I think as the fight goes on, the pressure's going to get to Edwards, man. I think he's going to chop him down.
I don't think he has enough.
We'll see.
We'll
see. Both of them ain't fought a guy of each other caliber. They're each other's best opponents.
We got questions coming in for Rick right now. We got questions from Australia. From Carl, the boxing kangaroo. He says, Rap, can you ask Rick his thoughts on Tim Tszyu versus Mendoza?
I think it's a sensational fight. It's a fight that Tim Tszyu might find himself on the deck one time and then come back and beat Mendoza. I think that Tim's a little better fighter, but Tim gets hit a little too much for my liking, and Brian Mendoza can punch. Now, if he's a little more conservative in this fight, Tim Tszyu, he won't get knocked down. But if he comes in wailing, and he's going to get caught because this guy can throw. So it's going to be a very good fight, and I'm very impressed at how busy Tim Zewig is staying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
man.
active.
Yeah, shouts
Yep.
shouts out to Al Heyman.
Yeah, it's not Al Heyman. He's with a promoter over there. It was Al Heyman be fighting once every 14 months in 1 week. Stop already, please. Thank you.
Yeah, but his last couple of fights have been on Showtime, Tim Zoo. I think his last 3
Yeah,
fights
I know.
have been on Showtime.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's what you call auxiliary income for the promoter. So yes,
Mr. Glazer.
yes.
Errol Spence said that Al Heyman came to visit him in the hospital when he was fucked up. Was that true, or is that incorrect?
You mean from the car accident?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I don't know if it's true or not. I have no idea.
Because we don't seem to see that guy at all. Do you know when? Are we going to see Al Heyman at a fight or a big event?
I know a restaurant. I know a breakfast luncheonette place. He hangs out at in Cleveland. If I want to go see him, I know where to go see him. He's there a couple times a week at this luncheonette over in Cleveland.
Have you ever met this man, Al Heyman?
I've ate with him several times back in the early 2000s.
So you know this man personally, but we all in the world have never seen this guy. Why does he not talk to anybody pushing his brand or boxing?
Put it this way to you. I'm gonna do a tomorrow. I'm gonna have an announcement on Twitter. I want everybody to pay attention. You guys will be shocked what I'm going to say.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'll tell you something about Al Heyman you'll be shocked about.
Okay, but why don't you just tell us now?
Because it's for Twitter tomorrow. What would be the I know what I'm doing. I market things very well. So in the meantime, there'll be an announcement tomorrow on my Twitter. You'll see it. You'll have some fun with it. You'll laugh.
Is this Al Heyman guy a very powerful guy in the United States?
Yeah, he's powerful. Absolutely. He's got a whole bunch of fucking dummies that believe in him.
So he's got about 200 fighters. He got 200 fighters under the PBC.
So he's got a big network. And how much do you think his net worth could be?
His net worth?
Yeah.
PBC's upside down $900 million.
Exactly, they owe Wilder and Reed all the money. They owe Wilder.
Yeah, but
he can have all those 200 fighters, but he owes Wilder and Reed money.
Right, $900 million.
He got more fighters than any other promoter.
Yeah, but he owes more money than whatever promoters though.
Yeah, that's what you say. Hey, let me ask you.
Hold it.
Rick.
It's not what I say. It's public notice. Go to the SEC.
Public notice.
It's public notice. It's under the SEC filings. It's public notice. It's not what I say.
Okay. Another thing that's public notice is when Mayweather fought Pacquiao, 4.6 million pay-per-view buys. PBC produced that. When Mayweather fought McGregor, 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. PBC put that on. That's public knowledge too. So they've been two of the most grossing events in boxing history have been put on by the PBC.
Okay, let Rick tell us now what rebuttal on what you're saying.
First of all, let me explain. Okay. First of all is Mayweather came out and said, I'm not PBC. Okay. That was Mayweather Promotions, and he paid Al Heyman a fee. So let's get that straight. Thank you.
Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Who put that fight on, Rick? Who put that fight on, Rick? Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Who put that fight on?
Mayweather Promotions and Top.
Mayweather Promotions put that fight on. PBC didn't have nothing to do with Mayweather versus Pacquiao.
I just said to you what happened.
He just told you the facts.
Okay,
they paid him a fee. That
fight was on Showtime pay-per-view. That fight was on Showtime pay-per-view, right?
Mayweather. It was announced. Mayweather said
took that whole deal himself.
So PBC made no money off of Mayweather versus
Al Heyman made money. I didn't say that. I said Al Heyman made money.
Al Heyman made money. Okay. Al Heyman made money. I got you.
Right. It was not a PBC event. Thank you. Continue.
Who put that event on? It was on Showtime, right? Showtime pay-per-view, right?
Even though the Al Heyman's business is upside down, he's a very powerful man. Do you think he has hidden enough millions for himself anyway? Regardless,
I think that between legal fees and cost of living and stuff, I don't think he's done as well as people think he does. I think he's got money, but I don't think he's mega rich. He's not like Bob Arum when he's got hundreds of millions and shit like that, and Don King and
Right.
I don't think he's
Okay.
like that. No.
But
Yeah, them guys been
he's
around much
still a
longer,
very
so they should
powerful
have more
player.
money.
He's
Right.
still a powerful player. He's just that
He is.
nobody
No question.
ever gets to talk to the guy. You can't get an interview. You don't see the guy. People feel very suspicious by his behaviors.
Wait till you see what I put out tomorrow, guys. You guys
I
are shit.
already know what you're going to be putting out.
It ain't about his
Well,
I already know what you. I think the same thing that you're thinking, Rick. This man has never been with a woman. Are you talking about that he could be a different
no,
person?
I'm not. It's nothing to do with sexuality, bro. It's something about business.
Hey,
I'm
Rick,
gonna
let me
put
ask
something out tomorrow.
you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Rick, let me ask your take on the whole Joshua versus Wilder fiasco. Once again, it seemed like Eddie Hearn took us down another road of the fight gonna happen. It's gonna happen in December. Now it's gonna happen in January. Now the fight's not like it's gonna happen at all in Saudi Arabia. Now they talking about maybe March or April, and AJ gonna fight in December and Wilder gonna fight in November. What do you think about the whole fiasco once again putting on by
Well, when
Eddie
you
Hearn?
price yourselves out, when you want too much money, the Saudis didn't know those guys wanted the kind of money that they're looking at. They will just make this deal and everybody's going to be happy. But this is not a world title fight, guys. They want to get paid like it's a world title fight.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah,
Isn't part of the great thing about boxing when they say and the new and still, right? Well, what are they going to say here?
It just been
And
a
the
big
winner
fight, though.
is.
Yeah, people been wanting to see this fight for the last 5
I'm
years.
not disagreeing with you, but it's not a world title fight. Okay, it's a non-world title fight. Nobody's going to get crazy and too excited about this fight. People want to hear that they're fighting for a world title, or one side's defending it. They're fighting for a vacant title. They're not fighting for shit. They're
This
just
is why
fighting
the
for
belts
fucking
matter. This is why the belts
right.
matter. This is why.
Yeah. Yep, that's why they matter. Correcto. Yep.
Yeah, hopefully they get that fight done finally. Maybe they put it in Vegas or put it in the Wembley Stadium in the UK. It don't have to be in Saudi Arabia. Maybe they both guys have to.
I'm gonna make an announcement right now. You ready? I'm gonna be on this show for 22 more minutes, so it's basically 2 hours tonight. So come on, guys, fire away. We gotta get off of Joshua and Wilder. Come on, let's move on to something else. What do you guys want to talk about?
What's the next move for Bivol? What's going on with Better to Be than Bivol? What is going on in the night?
He's going to fight just a regular guy in his next fight just to stay active. There's a couple guys in play from the UK and from the United States. I don't know who they're going to pick, but it's not going to be a big fight. No, it'll be a world title fight, but it won't be a legacy type fight. It'll just be another fight. That's all.
Will Berto Beef ever get made? Is there enough money for that fight to ever get made? Because it's not a real big fight.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think there's enough money to go around for that fight. What I think should happen. This is what I think should happen with that fight. If he's truly with Eddie Hearn, okay, let's just say that Arum gets Canada and gets the United States, all North America, and DAZN gets the rest of the Eddie and DAZN gets the rest of the world. You pay your guy, and Arum pays his guy. And the expense, and they divide up the expenses, something like that.
They ain't doing that for those guys. They ain't doing that for those guys. They don't care about those guys how we care about those guys.
Right.
This is what I'm saying to you, man. They rather see Tank Davis and these guys. They ain't doing shit. They ain't unifying divisions. They ain't having legacy fights. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's all about attracting the casual boxing fan. That's a hardcore boxing fan type of fight, but the casual boxing fans don't really know those two guys at all. So that's the problem.
Yep.
And Mr. Glazer, have you ever met Dana White by any chance?
Actually, I did a long time ago. Maybe, God, I'm trying to think how long ago it was. Maybe 12. Maybe. I know what year it was. I met him in 2014 in Vegas, but just for a quick second. Hey, Dana, this is Rick Glaser, a friend of mine. Hey, Rick, how you doing? I heard about you. You're a good boxing guy. I heard. Yep, thank you. And I moved on. That's all. It was just a real quick. There was no. It was just ran into him informally at a casino where there was a press conference being held, and or no, you know what? He was doing a show out there in Vegas, and there was a couple of the fighters were in this thing with this like this podcaster, radio announcer type guy and stuff, and he come by, and it was nice. It was just real quick.
Yeah, and I asked that because I told sure, well, as a couple people know, you get me, I'm a fanatic in this boxing shit. You understand what I'm saying to you? I love boxing. You know what I'm saying, so, and he is a guy that will come and deliver us big fights like he does in the UFC. I'm interested to know that.
Well, you can't do in boxing what he does in the UFC, so that wouldn't be true.
No, but I'm saying,
I don't.
can he come? No, but can he come into boxing and have a stake or try and do something in boxing to make the big fight?
He's already looked into it. And he hasn't done it yet, so he went with this slap box instead. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to ever get into boxing. Boxing's not. It's very hard to get into at that level because you got these fighters that are tied up to long-term agreements. The better fighters, so you got to have a superstar get out of his contract and then go with Dana. And then Dana can start rocking and rolling. But you got to have a fighter that believes in you and will do that.
And Rick is telling the truth because I've been watching from Mike Tyson had the backing. He couldn't do it. Jay-Z couldn't do it. You saw Eddie Hearn come with $1 billion and he couldn't buy all the fighters. Everybody's locked into contracts and they're where they are.
Right.
Hey, Rick,
money can't buy you this business because it's not easy to come into this business at the top elite level. Am I right, Rick?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Hey, Rick, Big Baby Anderson, man, I'm hearing that he gonna be the co-main to the Shakur De Los Santos fight. Any news on who he gonna be fighting? Will it be a Jabba or somebody? Will it be a bigger? It should be a better and bigger name than his last.
It's not gonna be because he's not the main event. They'll save the better fighters for when he's the main event. So it'll be somebody that's probably better than his last guy, but it won't be a big name. No, it's not going to be. People are talking about Mike Hunter, and that's not going to happen yet.
Okay.
Mr. Rick as well. Shakur Stevenson is out of his contract with Top Rank next year. Is he going to re-sign with Bob, or is he going to go and look for the bigger fight somewhere else?
I don't know. I think what I think he'll do, in my opinion, is I think he'll re-sign with Top Rank like a 3-fight deal for more money, and then see what happens after that. But I think he'll have one more contract at least with Top Rank. So that's my opinion. And that's what he should do in reality because he's making damn good money with them. And he may not get the Tank Davis fight, but that doesn't mean if he goes over there, it doesn't mean Floyd's going to put him in with Tank. Tank will put Tank in with him, and it doesn't mean Tank will fight him. So there's too many if comes there. One thing about Bob, the money's there. You get what you bargained for with Bob, and he's been treated very well there.
Okay. My question is, Bob had a 90. How old is he now?
92.
So he had a birthday.
No, I'm sorry. December 8th, he'll be 92. I'm sorry. Aaron King is already 92. Yep.
Wow. So people feel once Bob Arum, and God bless Bob Arum, but if he's no longer with us one day, people feel the young promoters might take over, and Top Rank won't be what it is anymore without Bob.
I disagree. They've got all the components in place to continue on the Top Rank legacy. His stepson, Todd DeBuff, is the president of the company. The COO is Brad Jacobs, who just got put in the Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota in June. I was there. They've got a full complete. Brad Goodman was put in the Boxing Hall of Fame. They've got 5 Hall of Famers on in the building, and if Bob dies, they'll have 4. So I don't think there'll be any problem with the business carrying on. They have a CFO, they have an in-house legal department, they have a director of boxing operations, they've got a vice president of box operations. They got two Hall of Fame matchmakers, Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman. They got Evan Korn there. They got Lee Samuels, a senior PR guy who's in the Boxing Hall of Fame. They'll have no issues whatsoever. They own their own building. They don't rent. It's a very beautiful, beautiful office building worth a ton of money, and they're very, very stable financially.
So you think Top Rank will still exist as the same,
Absolutely.
and they'll still be within this sport? They won't sell the company.
Well, hold it. Selling the company is a different story, but they're not going to get passed by, or they're not going to go out of business. Because of course a sale could happen. That I would never rule out.
Do you think somebody like Oscar would buy it?
Oscar doesn't need to buy it. Why does Oscar need to buy it? For
Buy
what?
out the whole competition?
Nah. Oscar's in his own world, and in a good way. I'm not saying that as an arrogant way. He's in his own world, in that he's got a beautiful promotional company. He owns his own building. It's paid for, a big skyscraper in LA. I've been in it multiple times. It's fabulous. It's called the Golden Boy Building. He's got other tenants, and it's huge. It's a legitimate skyscraper.
Well, he owns it.
He owns it, yeah.
Or he's a part owner.
No, he owns it. He's a sole stockholder. He's the owner.
Mr. Glazer.
Yes.
Speaking of Mr. De La Hoya, what he has Golden Boy Promotions, correct?
Yes.
Why does he have such a difficult time of making any real gigantic big fights or promoting his fighters correctly? Why is that? What real does he have?
I don't think he has a problem. He had a problem with Canelo and a problem with Ryan Garcia. Right. Yeah. He allowed him to take the fight when he participated in the profits, of course. But the advisor attorney went behind his back, Golden Boy's back, and made a deal with Al on the rehydration clause. And and Oscar went wild. And Oscar was right. He tortured, interfered with the agreement. They have to go. All that stuff's got to go through the promoter. The promoter's got to say yes before the fighter and the manager do, and they never got that opportunity. So Oscar's right on that. And Oscar puts on some very, very good events. I mean, he's drawn huge crowds. Ryan Garcia without what's his name. He's got the zone. I mean, he doesn't have Canelo anymore, but the company motored on. They get rid of everybody. Golden Boy is a very unique company. I'm going to tell you a reason. I've been in boxing for 32 years. I've never seen this about any boxing company. You ready? Everybody that's has a management or executive position at Golden Boy has the position. Should have that job. There's no soft touches in there. Everybody there is qualified to have the job that they do. Even Top Rank, they've got 2 or 3 people that are not qualified to have the jobs that they do. So it's a very, very well-run company. They own their own building. It's paid for. They're very stable financially. Eric Gomez, the president of the company, does a sensational job. The COO, his name is Robert Gaspari. He does he's from New York City originally. He does a tremendous job. I mean, everybody does a tremendous job there. They really, really do. They're a well-oiled company, good people. There's no negativity. Their lawyer's excellent. Their boxing attorney, I should say, is excellent. They're a very well-run company, and they do a very good job. Very good job.
Okay, Rick, what are your thoughts about the mediation that's going on between Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia? They're going through mediation right now.
That's nothing. That's not. It's in court. And it's nothing. He's fighting for them coming up probably November 18th. He's going to be fighting for them, and it's basically aimed at the lawyer for torturous interfering with their agreement, and he continues to do so. And it's really not about Ryan, but you have to sue Ryan because he's the principal, and that guy works for him technically. But Ryan knows not. It's not about him. It's about Lupe Valencia. Guadalupe Valencia, the attorney advisor. It's about him. So that'll find its way through out, and they'll be back in harmony and stuff like that. The fact is, there's fighting for him November 18th, so that shows harmony right there.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Rick. Top Rank Boxing through the Nevada Boxing Commission reserved the date of February 10th to put on an event, maybe a pay-per-view event. Do you have any idea who may be fighting on that date for Top Rank, February 10th?
I would assume it would be let's see, Shakur's fighting in November 16th. Okay, November, December, January, February. Maybe it's going to be Shakur, if he was assuming he wins, versus Navarrete. Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it pay? Did you say pay-per-view?
Yeah, it said pay-per-view. Yeah, they reserved
then if it's pay-per-view, that's probably the fight, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that maybe Teofimo and maybe Haney, maybe one of those two, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening so fast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just don't. I think Shakur, because I don't think Bob's gonna plan on a fight where he doesn't have both fighters in tow, and he knows he's got Shakur and Navarrete because he promotes both guys. Where the other guy Haney's not with them, so I don't think he's gonna do something like that. I think that Bob knows what he's doing. They know what the rest of the people there know what they're doing, and I think they're gonna make Navarrete, and I have no proof of that. That's just my personal opinion, but I think it's going to be Navarrete and the Shakur, if Shakur beats, assuming he beats Dos Santos.
Yeah, that'd be a big fight. Put on ESPN pay-per-view. That'd be a big fight. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Right. Man, don't forget, guys, and people don't get this. What's his name didn't do that well on pay-per-view. Spence and Crawford, it did a little less than, they said 650, but it did really a little less than 550, 548. But one thing you got to remember something: the biggest fights are fights that are cross culture, okay, which is like Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, and these are the biggest fights today. Is Canelo and Charlo have a shot at doing well. Cross culture. When you come from the same culture, you're taking from the same pay-per-view dollars. So, it's just the way it works. And when you have two guys that are different in cross cultures, which would be Navarrete and Shakur, it has a better chance of buying it on pay-per-view.
Yep.
Does that make sense to you guys? Yep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fire away, guys. Keep asking. Now we got, let's see, we got how many more minutes? We got 7 more minutes to go. Come on, guys.
70.
7 minutes. 7 minutes. I'm getting off at 2:00 my time.
7-0.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, Rick. Who you think Tank fighting in December? Is it going to be Pitbull or is it going to be Gary Russell Jr.? That's two names I'm hearing.
It's not going to
be a neighbor. It's going to be none
Gary Russell Jr. has been inactive. He's coming off a loss. He's coming off a shoulder injury. That'll flop. They need the cross promotion, and they'll get it with Pitbull. Even though they didn't do well at Pitbull the first time, they only did 52,000 homes on pay-per-view, but it did go up against NFL football on a Sunday night, which was a horrible mistake by Leonard Ellerbe, Showtime, Floyd Mayweather, and Heyman. It was a big mistake. But I think they'll do better this time, and I think it'll be Isaac Cruz. I think Gary Russell Jr. would need a tune-up or some kind of credibility. He's been inactive. He lost his last fight. He had shoulder surgery. There's too many negatives there. Remember, you're trying to sell pay-per-view. All that shit hurts your sales.
Well, what's next for Boots, Mr. Rick Glaser? Who is he fighting? I want to get him in there.
Who?
Boots Ennis. I want to see him in there.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It seems like he's in a stall pattern. I don't know what he's doing. You don't even hear his name. You don't even hear the things branded around. I think they should fight that Crowley kid.
Yeah,
I think they should fight him. I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, Boots got on his Twitter and said that he got a fight coming up, so I would think it'd be Crowley or Stellionis probably be next for him.
Yes, please.
He actually can't fight Stanionis because right now he's a interim champion. He has to be the full champion. So Crawford would have to give up the IBF belt, and then he could fight Stanionis. He can't do that. He can't do a unification bout as an interim champ, or if he's a WBA if there's a WBA secondary champ, you can't do one. So Stanionis can't do it either because he's not the full champ yet. Crawford's got to give up those belts for those guys to fight.
Oh, okay.
So come on, guys. Let's see. You got 4 minutes to go. Come on now.
And your top 10 fighters of today, Mr. Glazer. Your top 10 fighters of today.
I don't want to do them in order because I don't want to get to the technical part of everything and why.
No,
But
no.
basically speaking, Crawford, Anui, Bam Rodriguez, Usyk, Fury, Sonny Edwards, Shakur. That's really about it. That's about 10 right there. So those are the guys right there. I like fighters that have very, very high ring IQs, and I like fighters that are good defensively and can box their ass off without being boring.
So you don't
Okay.
like the chocolatitos.
Oh
You
yeah, I like Chocolatito. Oh yeah. But he's not. I like watching him, but he's not
don't,
one of the top 10 guys now. No.
Lomachenko. What about Lomachenko?
Lomachenko is he needs to win a big fight to get on the top 10 list again. To me,
And what about Teofimo Lopez? That's one of my favorite fighters.
I don't think he's a top 10 guy overall right now in boxing, but he's a good champion. He's exciting to watch. He's fun. He's got a lot of charisma, and I enjoy him. But he's not a top 10 fighter right now. No.
That means that you didn't think much of Josh Taylor then, because Josh Taylor's on the pound for pound list, Mr. Glazer.
No, I like Josh Taylor. He was a good boxer. Very good ring technician, very high ring IQ. I liked him, yes.
Speaking of Teofimo Lopez, he petitioned the WBO to become a super champion. What does that mean? You think he might move up?
They already declared him the super champ. That means basically you don't have to fight your mandatory every year. I think it's every 18 months you fight your mandatory, I believe. I don't think it's every year. I think it's every 18 months. Another 6 months.
Okay. Do you see him possibly moving up to maybe 147, fighting the winner of the Rocha? Rocha got a fight coming up versus Santillana.
No. No, I don't see that happening too quickly. No.
Punch. Rick Glazer's going, and you just came in, Punch.
Rick.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Listen, Punch. I want to say something to you. I'm going to stay on the show a little longer for your questions and your comments because I like you, Punch, and I don't know what you were doing. You were probably having sex and getting the greatest blowjob in the world for the last 2 hours, and I don't blame you. So I want to stay on 15 more minutes for you, Punch. So,
oh man, damn, I don't know. I don't even know because I heard what y'all was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I think you answered a lot of questions. I mean, I don't know. I like this 2023 year. Still gonna find out what's gonna happen with Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, what weight they're gonna be fighting in. How about if Bud Crawford says, you know what, I don't want to fight at 154. I want to fight at 147. What does Earl Spence do?
well, I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. I think maybe he tries to struggle. It depends if he thinks he can win or he's just in for a final payday. I don't know the mind state of the fighter. I don't talk to the fighter, so I don't know. I don't deal with his people, so I don't know. So I really don't have that answer. What do I think? I think. I'll tell you what I would do. I'll tell you what I would do if I had Earl Spence right now. You ready? I would have him get down to 54 and bring in top sparring for him and see if he was shot that night or if it was just the weight. I think he's shot, But if it was just a weight, and then make a decision from there what to do. Do you go out and fight an easy fight and pick up a couple $1 million and take a chance that he wins, or do you have to go for the gusto and cash in one more big payday with Crawford? So that's what I would do. But they're not thinking like that. 'Cause, they're not real boxing guys. You got to sort of leverage everything, and they're not. They're just going for the gusto.
Mr.
Okay,
Glazer,
okay.
Mr. Glazer, who do you see Errol Spence beating at 154? I don't see him.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody.
exactly. I don't see him beating none of the top guys up there.
Nobody. None of them. None of them.
I don't. I
Ram,
think. I don't know if he's. I think he's about the money at this point. I don't think he's not a gym rat.
Right.
He's not. He's not Bud. He's not staying in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature.
Right.
Um, but I know that Bud Crawford has the say so on what weight class they're going to be fighting. What do you feel about what Teofimo Lopez and Top Rank did in petitioning to get the super title in a WBO? Do you think he's going to be moving up to the 147? Because I said,
No, no, no. That's just because he gets to fight is mandatory every 18 months, and if you're the super champion, they give you a less of a percentage the challenger on the other side in mandatory situations. So there's a couple advantages to it. It's a good thing.
get some perks.
yeah. I said before Alexis Rocha got his fight. I said if Bud Crawford vacates the belts and go to 154, then we would have seen maybe early next year Alexis Rocha versus Teofimo Lopez at 147 for the vacant WBO.
I don't know if he's going to move up that fast. Let him dominate 140 in a couple fights first.
True. I mean, at least he got the options. Those are good options. Because I think that
Yep.
the 147 is going to be an open season at 147. I only see Boots there. Who else you see at 147? If Bud Crawford leaves to the 154 pounds.
There's multiple guys there. Multiple guys.
I mean,
Um,
I think it's open season. I think anybody could take over.
I have a question.
yeah.
I have a question for you, Punch.
Yes, sir.
You were speaking on. Sorry, Mr. Glazer. You were speaking on Teofimo Lopez. Or doing that Rocco, getting that Rocco work. Do you think that Teofimo Lopez can move up from 140 right now and go into a fight with Rocco and being successful in that fight?
I think if it's Alexis Rocha, I think so. I think it'll be a good fight. Again, the big welterweights are leaving 147. You know what I'm saying? So if it was still these guys like Porter and Spence is still at the elite level, not elite level, but you know what I'm saying, like when he fought Kell Brook and you got Bud there. I think then it'll be a hard 147, but I think that's why. I think if Bud Crawford leaves, then it's kind of open season. Like, what are you looking at 147 other than Boots?
When you say other than Boots, what do you mean other than Boots? There's multiple guys there.
Who?
There's Giovanni Santalini. There's Derek Cuevas. There's multiple guys. There's Ekuman. There's Stanionis.
But those aren't money fighters presently. Roach is a money fight for somebody because he brings he brings a lot of eyeballs on the zone, and he also brings a lot of eyeballs to the arena that night because he is a good attraction.
Well, Mr. Glazer, he said money fights. Boots is not no money fight. He's on the same level as all the rest of them guys.
No. That's not true. Boots gets $1,250,000 a fight minimum in his contract. He got $1,300,000 or $1,350,000 his last fight.
Has he got a direct contract with Showtime, right?
Right. 100.
So
Yep. 100%.
He gets good money on that deal. So basically, he's getting paid a little more than the guys behind him now.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I mean, as far as Virgil Ortiz, I know you know Oscar De La Hoya really well. What's going on with Virgil Ortiz, Glazer?
He's going to be fighting. He's going to be fighting in December.
Damn, I was supposed to have an interview.
He's going to be. His first fight's going to be at 158, but he's going to fight at 54. But his first fight back's going to be at 158. I heard that. But he'll be fighting in 54-pound weight class. But he's going to be fighting at 57 or 58 the first fight.
Okay, breaking news. Virgil Ortiz coming back around December, coming in at 157, 158. His first
No,
fight.
that's not break. Hold it. That's not
Is that
breaking
not
news.
breaking news?
No,
No? Okay, that's
no, it's
already
been
out.
out there.
It's already out there, yeah? But the
Yeah,
weight is
there's
not
no
out there. The
date.
weight,
There's
the
no
weight is
date.
not out there. The weight class is not
Right.
out there.
Well, he's. They said he already had said he's moving up to junior middleweight.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
nobody
not.
knows he's fighting at 157, 158.
Well, it's not. It's not a big deal. But yeah, it's he'll be fighting in December. I'm pretty sure. He's concerning his health issues and everything. It should be put away by then, and he make that weight and stuff like that. And he won't be killing himself and well, like he was.
I chopped it up with your boy the other, what was it, the other, almost a week and a half ago with Oscar De La Hoya. I was supposed to interview with Oscar De La Hoya, but he was in Hawaii, and he said when he comes back from Hawaii, he was going to chop it up, but kind of busy now.
He's a very busy guy. Oh my God, he's got so many commitments. He's got community commitments, like people in the community, going to fundraisers and shaking hands and kissing people. And I mean, this guy's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. He's cool. Yeah, he's
Well, he's
cool.
like an ambassador, isn't it? He's got so many places booked that he's
Unbelievable.
part of
He got
so
the
many things.
documentary,
Where's his documentary?
HBO Max.
Oh, they got it out?
Yeah, that's what I was
Well,
gonna interview him about. That's what we was talking about. He said he was gonna on the 25th. It was the day of and Fulton. We spoke the day before, and I was supposed to do the interview with him that night. And then he hit me a week ago. He said he was kind of busy. Apologized. He hasn't forgot about me. And then he said we'll do it the next week. But then he went to Hawaii. And then he said after Hawaii. But it's good. I just wanted to show. I just wanted to talk about something that a lot of people never. I think nobody really ever asked him about, and I just think that he's a voice of Latino American that we never had a icon that spoke for Latino American. I think he was the first international Latin American icon or American Latino icon.
No, Roberto Clemente was.
Nah,
He was the first one.
I mean he wasn't. I'm talking about he wasn't born in the United States. He was Puerto Rican. I'm talking about like you remember because I spoke to him about it. You remember when he was going through with the with Julio Cesar Chavez, right? And you know that there's the Mexican and then there's the Chicanos, the Mexican American. Well, there's a lot of Latinos that is like an identity crisis. Like we're not looked as American, but then in our parents' home, we're not necessarily, for example, Mexican or Dominican. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do get what you're saying.
So I
I do
think like
get what you're
nobody,
saying.
so nobody really. I feel like nobody gave him the his flowers of being that first really international American,
I mean,
American Latino.
to be honest though, Punch, Oscar De La Hoya was a mega star for what he did. I don't think there's going to be many people coming to do what he's done. I mean,
No,
he really showed the people the blueprint how to do business in boxing. And if it's not mistaken, he really was one of them to elevate himself in knowing what his worth was, what he was, and he really did transcend the sport, bro. You
the
know,
Yep.
business too. I think so.
I agree. I agree. I don't think people realize how big this guy is.
he's
I mean,
massive.
it's amazing. And I'll tell you another thing about the guy. He stops and shakes hands and signs autographs, and my God, it's unbelievable. The guy's just relentless. I mean, the guy is he's really blossomed into a great public figure. There's no, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I mean, he made the most money. He was the A side against Floyd Mayweather. He was like, he was doing something different. You know what I mean? So he also has been a big impact on the sport in our generation. We ain't
Yep.
seen another Oscar De La Hoya, man. You know, he's special. That's what he's done in the sport.
What do you feel about? What do you feel about? Because I'm not a fan of Bud, a potential fight of a Bud Crawford versus Canelo. I think that's 3 division moving up. I don't think that Bud has a chance. What do you feel about that matchup?
I think that there's too many advantages that Crawford has in that fight to possibly win. He's got a bunch of advantages. The other guy's got strength and got power and a great chin. But here's what Crawford's got. He's got hand speed, foot speed, agility, ability to get out of the way, defensive prowess, and a super high ring IQ. And I think if he puts it together with the right game plan, which he's capable of doing, I think that's going to be a big upset. I really, really believe in his chances in that fight, believe it or not. And I think
Yeah,
he takes a great shot. And I think he gets out of the way well. And I think he's going to pick, I think he has the ability to pick Canelo apart.
correct. The only chance that Canelo Alvarez hasn't beaten Bob Crawford is catching him something like he did with Amir Khan. Apart from that,
Correct.
he's done.
Correct. And he's a lot better than Amir Khan. Jesus.
Yes, a lot better. And he punches a lot harder than Amir Khan. And his chin is
You
a lot
don't think he
bigger.
can break Crawford down by all that punching he does to the arms?
Well, he can, but
I
Crawford's
mean, he's
got the
got the power
ability
to
to get out of the
break you
way.
down, bro. He's
Canelo,
got
I
the
think
power.
I've seen Bud Crawford. I think I've seen Bud Crawford in several fights need a result into fighting back, not just by look. When he fought Mean Machine, he needed to fight Mean Machine. He was not doing his thing boxing Mean Machine. Um,
Yeah, but
he
can
didn't look elite boxing him. I think he needed to turn into that his alter ego Bud and fight him. Um,
okay, but can I say something to you?
yeah.
Crawford is so much more of a better fighter now than he was 4 or 5 years ago. He's filled in at welterweight. He wasn't filled in at the time. He's filled in. His experience now is superior. His ring IQ is so high. His ring IQ wasn't that high back then. Think about it.
Oh no, of course. I always used to say that because I used to follow. That's my class. That's my favorite class in the amateurs. So I used to follow all these guys in the amateurs. And Bud Crawford, if anybody followed Bud Crawford in the amateurs, he was not projected to be this number one pound for pound guy. You know,
Right,
around
right.
around that time it was Gary Russell,
they
Demetrius
think Bob Crawford
Andre
was
from
meant to
that
be nothing.
class. Hmm?
There was exactly like, you hit the nail right on the head. Bob Crawford was meant to be nothing. He was on the Chitlin circuit. He was meant to be not. They thought he was meant to be.
Not nothing. He went to almost sort of fight on the Olympic trial. It wasn't that he was nothing. He was just not projected. He was more
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. They
he
thought
was
they
more of a
projected.
brawler. If you notice him in the amateur, everybody used to say that he was just this angry fighter, fighting angry, winging punches and things of
Right.
that nature.
You're right. Punch, you're right.
Mhm.
That was the rap on him. And look how great he is today. That's why I think he's capable of beating Canelo for that reason, which you're just saying right there. He's just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, they projected him to be nothing. Now he's at the top of the mountain, Mount Rushmore.
Now, do you think that Crawford is feeling himself too much, like some people are saying, that he's got his alter ego now? Now, where it all happens to fighters when they have great wins. Sometimes they put them, it's like, he's feeling himself now. Where some of the fans are saying, well, you got to just be chilled. Going up in weight, even against other fighters, it is really a different ball game. When we had Benavidez come over here, he said Crawford would never call my son. My son would destroy Crawford. So he goes, maybe he thinks he can fight Canelo, but he ain't gonna fight the real guys at 168. I mean, they
That's
might
not
think they
that's
can get away with fighting
that's not
Canelo.
no nobody at 68 and below destroys Crawford. He's too smart of a fighter. Benavidez does not have a high ring IQ, guys. He's
But
not really fast. He's a big, strong guy who throws a lot of punches. And the more punches they throw, the more ability to counter punch because Crawford's a great counter puncher, and he'll land more punches with a Benavidez.
he
So I
thinks
don't
that
agree
Benavidez, his dad thinks Crawford won't be able to take the power within these guys.
but he's not going to stand there and get hit.
He's
Okay,
gonna
I
I
don't
pin
He's
mean,
him.
not
I,
going to
how
stand
long
there.
they feel like? How long is he gonna do that for?
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
See, I think
I get it.
I think that, in my opinion, to be honest, I think the performance that he had with Earl Spence, I think people see him in like
Invincible.
an invincible. Yeah, I think that performance did it because even and I did a video about it. Even when Terrence Bud Crawford, when you asked him before Earl Spence, and you mentioned Canelo Alvarez, he said, "I would never fight Canelo Alvarez. He's 160, I'm 147." Like he's basically he was like, "Come on, guys, like why? Yeah, that's 3 divisions." But now he has all this confidence that now he can move up to
Yeah,
fight
but I would have that
Canelo.
confidence too if I could get 20 plus million. If I know that Crawford's going to get
20
his biggest
million. You're not even close.
20 plus.
No, you're not
Going
even
to get
close.
upwards for 35 million upwards.
Yeah,
But
that's 40.
I would
That's
feel that
40
he
to
would
that's
get
40 to 4. That's 40 million guaranteed plus a percentage of the pay-per-view. That guy could make 50 million in that fight. Listen,
Crawford
guys,
could. Crawford
it's
could.
wait,
Yes,
it's
yes, yes.
2:15. It's 2:15 and I tell no lies. I said 15 more minutes for the punch. I got to get off. I got to get up in a couple hours. I got business to attend to. And in the meantime, I do want to get a couple hours worth of sleep. I got to return some emails, some texts right now, and do what I got to do, gentlemen. If you guys want to do this, because coming week, like Monday night, we can do it. Stay in touch with me there, Rap, and we'll
I'll
go
catch you
from there.
soon, right? It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you very much.
Thank,
Bye bye now.
Appreciate it.
thank you,
All
Mr.
right, thank you, Rick.
Bye
Yeah,
bye
I
now.
don't know where Rick says that it's going to be over $120 million fight. I mean, I feel like I think Crawford can push 30 million out of it. I don't
Look,
know,
I see it like this.
but it's a big money fight. Can't deny that.
If you, I mean,
Yes, they want to see the number one pound for pound fighter against Canelo Alvarez. Everybody knows who Terence. Well, not everybody, but at least 60 to 70% of America now knows
You got to
Terence.
remember something. Everything will change after this
that's
fight
because they're
between
not
El
educated
Charlo
about other
and
fighters.
Canelo.
They're not educated about other fighters. That's what it is. If people are desperate to see a Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez because people just are blinded by everybody else, then this is 3 divisions up.
There's
Y'all
nothing wrong with
blinded by his
that.
performance.
But
Y'all
Mr.
just
Punch,
don't want to admit it, but y'all
Mr. Punch,
blinded by his performance. Nobody thought about Bud Crawford and Canelo
no,
Alvarez.
Mr.
Before
Punch,
Earl Spence, nobody was mentioning that fight.
Mr. Punch, Mr. Punch. You see,
Am I
you
right
gotta
or wrong? Am I right or wrong? That
no,
anybody was mentioning like this is gonna
no,
be a
you're right. No,
possible
no, you're
big fight?
correct. You're correct, sir. You're correct, sir. You're correct on
Okay,
that.
then. So people's invincible by the Earl Spence performance.
No. It's just the fact that his skill level is so high and his IQ is so high. We need to see him in there with someone that could actually give him some type of test or challenge because it's you acting like we've never seen it been done before. Floyd Mayweather did it.
Who
Roberto Duran
who
did it.
jumped 3 weight classes up and
No,
one
no, no,
shot?
no, no,
Who?
no, no, no. Maybe no. Maybe not. Okay, in one shot. Okay, fair
Nobody.
enough.
But he probably gonna
So
fight Spence at 154 before he move
Yeah,
up to
but he's an
168.
exception.
So
Maybe he's just an exception. Maybe he's just an anomaly. There you go.
he probably gonna move up 2 weight classes. He gonna go up to 154 the next fight and fight Spence. And if he win that, then he move up and fight Canelo. That'll be actually 2 weight classes. That'll be more in line with what Hopkins did and Duran did and Sugar Shane Mosley, guys like that moved up 2 weight classes.
hey yo, when this guy was at 168, Andre Ward and Mayweather was the man at 147. Ain't nobody was asking Floyd Mayweather high skill for the fight Andre Ward.
So
But
Jamel Charlo,
Right?
Floyd
let me
wasn't
say this.
destroying.
Jamel
Floyd,
Charlo said this on the $1 Million Game. He said, yo, man, stop talking to me about Crawford. I got the biggest fish to fry. Let me fight Canelo. But he goes, if you guys are all feeling yourself and all the fans are getting excited, he goes, when I finish with the Canelo fight, he goes, Crawford ain't no bothering me. Let him come up. He goes, he'll get hurt by me. So fighters are not bothered about Crawford. They've not attracted to him like the fans have. The fans have gone crazy. But some of the fighters are like, yeah, Crawford can get that work now.
I think that's
The
what I'm
fans
hearing.
have got a
I
bit
think I'm
crazy.
hearing people are blinded. I think I haven't seen people blinded like this for a long time. They're blinded
Yeah,
by the
but
performance.
He
Because
did
think about it,
perform.
rap. They
Punch,
not
he performed.
asking,
Yeah, but he performed on another level, bro.
yo,
And to
but
me,
we're talking
Listen,
to me,
about
he
Punch,
been a great
imagine
fighter
this.
though.
Canelo.
This was the
and
Manny
you mentioned
Pacquiao and Floyd for us.
and you mentioned Floyd.
And
Floyd didn't have a
look at how he dealt with the number one guy.
and Floyd
What
didn't
you
have
So
a
I
mean
level.
think
about
the fans have
No,
gone a bit. You can't blame them, Punch,
what you
Floyd
mean
did.
you can't blame them?
Floyd didn't have a.
because the guy has performed for his fans, bro, to the next level as well,
But
isn't it?
okay, performing for if you never seen Bud Crawford, right? And you're a casual and you only know, oh, Bud Crawford, I know Canelo. See, they don't know the other guys. You're not gonna say Bud Crawford versus David Benavidez. You're not gonna say, come on. You're not even Bud Crawford versus Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo at 160. We're living in La La Land right now.
Yeah, but Crawford wants that smoke, bro.
We're like a girl. We're like guys that a girl wink at you and you think that, oh, she likes me. Nah, she just said hello to you. She don't want to
Yeah,
marry
but
you.
Punch, do you ever believe every decade, fighters get really, much better as they go on, right?
Punch, how can you say that girl don't like? How can you say the girl don't want to marry? You don't know that until you go up to her and talk to her. Exactly.
They don't. It's either that or people just do not find Canelo Alvarez elite anymore.
Well, I just think kind of reminds me of Roy Jones when he moved up the heavyweight. He moved up the heavyweight to fight John Ruiz. He didn't move up the heavyweight to fight Lance Lewis because he's too big, or other guys like that. Riddick
Exactly.
Bowe, they're too big. So I just think that Canelo being a short guy, actually, Terence Crawford gonna have the longer reach. I think he might can move up and feel he can beat Canelo. He can't move up and beat no Benavidez. Them guys are too big. David Morrell, too big. But Canelo, a guy that started his career off at 140, 147, then moved up in weight. I think he probably can move up and possibly beat Canelo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
like
know.
Roy Jones moved up and fought
We
John
can't believe in
Ruiz.
La La Land.
I
You
see.
gotta
To be
Canelo Alvarez
remember,
honest,
hey
entertained.
I don't
Punch,
know.
you remember
Maybe
Canelo
boxing
Alvarez
is
entertained it. We
I
can't believe
think
in La La Land.
I see it as a video game. I don't even see it as a realistic fight.
Video
To be
game.
honest,
Yeah, but Punch,
it's
you
the,
can't say that. Amir Khan went up like that at one point in two, three
nobody
weights.
in the history of boxing
He went
ever
up
moved
two
up three
weights.
divisions.
He
Don't
went
say
up
Amir
two
Khan.
weights.
Well, then you did
Nobody
this.
in the
This is what happens,
history
Roy,
Punch.
of
But in
boxing,
history, you make
Roy
nobody in
history.
the
Jones moved up
history
from
of
light
boxing
heavyweight.
moved up.
So, but Punch.
Especially, let me say this. Especially, everybody knows in boxing, outside of the cruiserweight to the heavyweight division, that the middleweight, jumping from middleweight to super middleweight, is the biggest jump. You're saying that 147 going to the 168 to fight the man. Not only the man, but probably the man of this generation. But y'all saying is a good fight.
No, I'm saying that if
Y'all lost respect for
Crawford,
Canelo.
no, but
Just be
Punch,
honest. Y'all
look,
have no faith in Canelo Alvarez
But
anymore.
Punch, Roberto Duran at 135 had a quick 140 fight, went straight to 147 and fought the best man
No,
ever.
he didn't go one straight. He fought somebody else first.
Yeah, he had a fight at 140, then went to 147, right?
There
Right?
was no 140 at the time.
Okay, so he went from 135 to where?
147.
Right. So
But he
that's
had a
class.
fight in between. He
And
had a
he fought a
welterweight fight.
man like Sugar Ray Leonard, bro.
Bro, you still not doing the comparison.
But okay, so
Three
the
divisions up.
three divisions, if it yeah,
147,
but if it's three
168.
But
divisions,
bro,
Punch.
Canelo
21
Alvarez started at
pounds.
Let me get
140,
this
man.
off to
Canelo
Punch.
Alvarez started
Punch.
at
If it's
140.
three divisions, isn't it saying good that you're gonna see a guy trying to do that?
No.
No,
Canelo
but would you
Alvarez.
would you not be able to say, okay, this is the first time in our history we're seeing a guy doing it?
Bro,
You know,
people were saying that it's impossible, or not impossible, but it was already 154. Jamel Charlo moving up to 168. People made that a big deal.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if a
well, listen to
fighter's
this.
willing to
So
do
now
it,
147 is not a big deal, but they making it a big deal with Jamel Charlo.
but
But
look,
listen.
if a guy's willing to do it, and they don't reckon Canelo is that tall, they believe that Canelo is right at the end of his career. He's
Canelo Alvarez.
declining slightly, and they also believe that that's a great opportunity for them now to catch a big fight, multi-millions, and do something in the history.
But y'all making my point. Y'all making my point.
Canelo
Ain't
Alvarez is not
nobody
natural
here
168 pounder.
Ain't nobody here was talking about Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez like that. So the Earl Spence performance, Bud Crawford beating another welterweight, not like Bud Crawford beat a middleweight, and now you see him going to 168. He beat another 147 pounder in which he was already a favorite to win. You guys are clouded by this victory and think that he could do the impossible and go to 168. He was supposed to be Earl Spence. It's not like
It's
he
not
was the
impossible.
underdog and
But you know
exceeded
Yeah,
what's
the
the worst thing?
expectations.
but nobody thought he was gonna beat him like that though.
It's something
It was a
impossible.
50
Was
50
he the
fight
favorite to
basically.
win? Yes or no?
He was a
Yes.
slight favorite, but it was pretty much a 50-50 fight going into it.
He was the favorite to win.
Yeah,
And
slightly.
look, he was the favorite to win. And Earl Spence has proven in the welterweight division that he had better competition. He had a better resume. And Bud Crawford was still a favorite to win. So this is not an impossible thing that we didn't think that he could beat Earl Spence, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all being clouded by this performance that
No,
y'all
no
think that he
clouded.
could move 3 divisions ups to face the man, the
Yes,
undisputed. Y'all not even saying that he could face Lemieux.
yes.
Y'all not saying that he could face
You destroy Lemieux.
a
You
top
destroy Le.
13,
You
top
destroy
10. Y'all
Lemieux.
saying Canelo, and he
He'll
could
he'll
beat Canelo
destroy
too.
Lemieux.
Oh,
He'll
come
destroy
on.
David Lemieux. Canelo Alvarez is not a natural 168 pounder. First of all,
Oh yeah, they
He's
did say that. Let me
he's
explain
not.
that to Punch. Crawford did say that the fans don't know either. He goes, Canelo started his career at 147.
we all know
No,
that. We
no,
all
no.
know
So
He started his
he
career
Canelo.
at
said that
140.
the man has
Started at
come up
140, baby.
slowly himself.
So
All
why he
right.
140.
didn't say that before? So
So,
why he didn't say that
but what I'm
before
saying is,
Spence?
he goes, now when I look at it, it is a huge fight. And if you look at Canelo, they're just trying to dice it down for where Canelo is and where he started from.
So what? So why didn't he say that? Why he didn't say that before Spence?
Because he didn't. Now he's saying it now.
Oh,
Because he's
because
feeling
now
himself,
you know
man. He's
why?
feeling, yeah,
When
but
that
he's feeling himself. He's feeling himself.
it's
And Punch,
because
and Mr. Punch,
now
Mr.
is a
Punch.
narrative is now you have to talk about Canelo Alvarez's size because at first people didn't like that Canelo Alvarez was fighting Jamel Charlo. So you saw the beginning of the buildup of this fight. They needed to say, well, Charlo is really bigger. Well, Canelo's not really big. So people could be like, no, this is a good fight. Nah, it's a good fight. Look, Canelo is really not that big. Canelo Alvarez is not even bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Taller meaning. So it's not about that. It's about that he's accustomed and he's already have experience and he built his muscle up for years to be at 168. This is not just me building up for a training camp. It's a different when you put in years to build your muscle and then to rehydrate and still feel strong and not sluggish. 8 weeks compared to what Canelo Alvarez has done is different. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you,
they're asking the same
you
thing.
guys are
Yeah,
playing
but they're
video games
asking the
right now.
same. No, wait, but these conversations are even going on with the Japanese Norway and always team even said they'll consider it. That yeah,
Over
we'll
Tank.
go up and we'll fight Tank Davis going up 3 weights as well.
It's because we don't know that.
I'm just saying
I
there
feel
is
like
that
people.
energy from some special fighters, bro.
I feel like people are just people became casuals because I don't even think that I think the Demetrius Andre would knock out Bud Crawford.
But would it be a casual if the fight does get made?
It's a casual fight. It's a video game
No,
fight. It's a fantasy fight.
but then the fight has been made, and then
Punch.
say if it plays out to be a good fight.
It's a
But,
fantasy fight. If
but
Jake
Mr.
Paul
Punch,
fights Canelo Alvarez, it's gonna sell.
Mr. Punch. Canelo Alvarez doesn't see. He disagrees with what you're saying because he seems to want to entertain the fight. He doesn't. He sees it a
Nah, he
different
don't want
light.
to shit on people. That's what it is. But he
No,
knows
no,
they
no, no.
shitting on him.
He basically say he ain't fought nobody but one guy though. He pulled that card out.
Yeah,
You
but I
know,
don't
Good.
care
He
about
can
the
say
money.
that.
I know Rick's telling me he's getting 40, 50 million. How can he even, that's a major fight for them. But, man, I mean, I got to give
Eddie Reynoso,
Crawford,
no, they
I
don't
You
got
want
to
know
to.
give
what? You know
Crawford.
what? If I
Yo,
was
if
Bud,
Crawford signs that contract, Crawford's a fucking gangster.
if
They
I
don't
was
want. Eddie
Bud,
Reynoso don't want no parts of that, man. They
if
know it's
I
a
was
bad
Bud,
start
if I
matchup.
was Bud, I don't fight
he's a
nobody.
generational talent,
If it's
man.
like
So
that, I would just wait for Canelo Alvarez because put it this way: if I was Bud, if y'all really think I could fight Canelo, and this is something that is real for the fans, I won't even fight Earl Spence in the rematch. I won't even fight. I will wait for Canelo Alvarez because I already got all y'all motherfuckers in the clouds. If I perform a slight, a slight under what I did with Earl Spence, then people are not gonna believe that I could fight Canelo. See, I already got the whole world think I could fight Canelo. You know what? I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm gonna wait until the Canelo Alvarez fight.
And
I think
the funny thing is, even Canelo's team now are entertaining it because they Crawford bit and now they're entertaining it.
I think you do need to move up to 154 and fight. Get move up and wait. See how you feel at 154. You put up another great performance and stop Spence. Then you can make that jump. It won't be as big a jump from 147 then coming up from 154. He be coming up from the same weight class that Jamel coming up from. So
Maybe
I
it's
mean,
me.
by rights, Canelo should not allow Crawford to go all 12 rounds with him. By rights, Crawford should be getting hurt. But let's see, innit, what the fans think. By rights,
Canelo Alvarez
Canelo should be
doesn't look
beating him.
invincible. He doesn't look invincible anymore, and
You
Bud
don't.
Crawford looked invincible, and that's why people think it's a good fight now. But I'm gonna keep on saying it. It's a bad fight.
For who?
It's a video
No,
game fight
Who's a bad fight for?
for Bud Crawford.
It's a
incorrect,
bad
man.
fight for
you think
Incorrect.
Crawford.
Canelo stops Crawford?
Eddie
Huh?
Reynoso knows.
Let me
Eddie
see.
Reynoso.
You think Canelo stops
No,
Crawford?
I think he put him in the hospital.
No,
You
man.
really think so?
Eddie Reynoso knows that's a bad style matchup. He knows what's going on, man. He
I
knows
think he
what
put him.
boxing.
I think he puts him in the hospital.
I think Crawford destroys Canelo Alvarez. That Canelo Alvarez, the knee paddle, the knee brace, he just finishes that one.
I think
Destroys
that Canelo Alvarez that fought John Ryder puts Bud Crawford in the hospital.
Wow.
That guy coming up with the high guard like that, walking forward like that against Crawford. Crawford is got to give you different look,
punch
different
through that
angles,
shit.
man.
Punch through
Good
that shit.
jab, and he ain't gonna
You
be
know,
there, man.
punch
He's
through
gonna be
that
hitting
So
with the.
people are forgetting the 3 weight class, what it really means again, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise him to come up at 147. Get a fight at 154. Take the Spence fight at 154. Move up and see how you feel at 154. You dominate him like you did the first fight. Move up to 168. It's not a bigger money fight out there
Jamal
for
Charlo
Crawford.
would knock him out in the middleweight. In the middle, Jamal Charlo would knock out Bud Crawford out.
No,
Jamal
he
Charlo,
won't.
inactive as he is,
no, he
he'll knock
won't.
him
Even
out. He ain't fought in about
inactive,
2
Jamal
years.
Charlo knocks out Bud Crawford.
Excuse me, punch. Excuse
He
me.
ain't fought in 2 years, man.
Jamal Charlo got knocked down by Craig Bellamy, man. Craig Bellamy.
Okay. In the
Craig
middleweight
Bellamy.
division, Jamal Charlo
Crawford
would
hits
knock
harder
out
than
Bud
Craig
Crawford.
Bellamy. Crawford hits harder
Y'all
than
living
Craig
in La
Bellamy.
La Land right now.
No.
Y'all think
Jamal
he's
Okay,
Charlo.
look.
right
This
now.
guy has come with something good. Pound for pound sports entertainment. He's come over here and he says Bud versus Tank is a better fight than Canelo versus Bud.
No,
What
Bud
in
Crawford
your
would knock
opinion?
out Tank out.
So, in your opinion, which one's better, Bud versus Tank or
What's much
Bud
more
versus
competitive?
Canelo? Yeah.
Bud versus Crawford.
I just say
Canelo
none.
Alvarez.
I say none.
Well, you got to answer one in a minute. Bud versus Tank or Canelo versus Bud, in your opinion?
I say
Which
none.
is more?
That's my answer. None.
Okay.
Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. That is
I think.
good fight
I
for the
mean,
ages.
Tank's looking on a high. He's on a real high. Crawford's looking on a high. He's on a big ego now, right? He's coming like done great. But Canelo is looking little bit not energized in the last couple of fights.
Who did Tank beat for us to say,
He's
oh
on.
man, a Tank and Crawford is a good fight? Who the fuck did he beat?
He doesn't beat anybody, man. I'm sorry.
It's just the way that he's knocking these
That's
people
what I'm
out.
saying. What community are we? Are we the hardcores? Or are we just casuals that don't know names of
I
boxing?
say this all the time,
But
man. Tank,
Crawford called him out, though. Crawford called him out, though. Tank didn't call out Crawford. That's why we entertained it. Crawford called
when
out
is
Tank.
Tank going to unify the
That's
division?
true.
When is Tank going to
did it.
unify the?
I don't
When's
even
Tank
think
going to unify?
I don't even think that Tank can outbox Shakur, but we're going to be talking about Bud Crawford.
When's Tank going to unify the division? When is he going to fight the top 3, top 5 guys in there? When?
Come on, guys, man.
You talking about that 135?
Of course I want to fight. When?
Yeah. It's only 2 guys. It's only one guy at 135. That's Shakur and Tank. Them top 2 guys.
There isn't only
from
one guy.
fucking the
Ain't
Mexican
nobody else out there
monster.
for only 135.
only one.
Haney moved up to 140. Haney was there, but he moved up to 140.
We went from the Mexican monster, the bigger, stronger David Benavidez to fight Canelo. Now we looking at 147.
Well, excuse me, punch. How do you?
Canelo don't want to fight Benavidez. That's obvious.
Hold on, excuse me, punch, and your other counterpart. Excuse me, sir. How do you see that Demetrius Andrade and Benavidez fight going?
I could see Demetrius Andrade. He could outbox him, but if he can't sting David Benavidez, it's gonna be hard for Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, Benavidez, I think he gonna do Andrade like he did Plant. Gonna take over in the second half of the fight and beat him down. But Andrade to me is a much better fighter than Plant. I think he got a little bit more power. He's a little bit more versatile than Plant. It just is his legs gonna be able to hold it for 12 rounds of movement, and what he gonna need to do to keep Benavidez off of him. If he can sustain it for 12 rounds, he have a chance. But I don't know if he can sustain that for 12 rounds at this point in his career.
I think I think that it will go to the championship rounds and really going to take over. I think that Demetrius Andrade is very great, very aggressive, output very good in the beginning of the fights. He wins. He know the point system, and he fights too. But if David Benavidez could cut the ring off, could implement some power shots, could be defensively sound as well, then the David Benavidez. It's a good matchup for me. It's a 50-50 fight.
So
the smarter fighter wins that fight.
Cook Lonzo says, what people think they are going to see? Crawford versus Canelo. They think it's going to be a replay of Rigondeaux versus Nonito. Shaking my head. Sorry, not happening.
Everybody people think it's a chance because Crawford's an all-time great.
I think that Canelo Alvarez puts Bud Crawford in the hospital. I'm not even saying Nah.
So Mr.
Yeah.
Punch, how much credit will you give? How much credit will you give Crawford if he was to knock out Canelo Alvarez or beat him?
Massive. One of the greatest that ever laced them up. Top 10.
Top 10. So that solidifies him in the top 10 ever for you.
Say it again.
That solidifies Crawford in the top 10 ever for you.
Of course, you knock out Canelo Alvarez and moved up from 147 and become a three division undisputed. Yes.
3 division on this whole shit. Yeah, fair enough. So, what about you, sir?
Yeah, I think it'll put him in the top 10 all time great, man. Like Punch said, three-time undisputed. You know, you look at what he did, you know, beat a unified champion at 147, came undisputed at 140, and then be undisputed at 168. That'll be historic.
How about if Jamel Charlo beats Canelo Alvarez?
That's big.
That's big, yeah. That
That's
probably
big.
solidify his Hall of Fame. If he wins that fight, he's definitely a Hall of Famer if he beats Canelo.
Yeah. Well, for sure. He'll be in my top 3 pound for pound.
I might even be thinking about him and Crawford and which one's number one, because his achievement to go up 2 weights to be undisputed is big as well.
No. I have to give it to Crawford because Crawford's moved up more divisions.
It depends how you look at it, because another man is undisputed and going up 2 weights and becomes undisputed. So he's already bypassed what Crawford's done. And a lot of fighters, even Garcia said anyone would have beat the guys that Crawford beat at 140. He
Let me
beat
ask you a
Julius
question.
Indongo to
Three
be undisputed.
Let me ask you a question. Could Bud Crawford outdo his last performance?
Yeah, of course. Put him
So that
straight to
means,
sleep.
so if he fights in a rematch, he takes out Earl Spence like in the 5th round.
Or puts him straight to sleep.
You don't think it's gonna be a better fight at 154?
Nah. Same result.
All right.
I think it's gonna be a little bit better.
How about if Earl Spence make it a challenging fight where by the time the scorecards come, we don't know who won? What would y'all say about Bud Crawford?
Mr. Punch, I can bet you whatever you want to bet, sir, that is not going to happen. I don't see that happening. You're asking if it does happen.
Well, then they'll only say one thing. They'll only say one thing, Punch. You know it. That Errol Spence won right at 147. Errol Spence was finished, and he still took the fight. That this is the real Errol Spence. That's what they'll say.
No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
That's what they'll say.
Knock him out again.
I'm gonna let y'all right now.
They'll say Errol Spence is the man, elite as well.
I think Crawford beat him again. I think Spence put a better performance than the first fight.
I learned with Canelo, and I'm gonna say it to the Bud fans: relax on your assessment, because if the next performance he don't exceed the expectation, he don't look better or at least the same of what he did last fight,
you'll change your mind.
You're gonna second guess.
No. I understand that this is boxing, and maybe Errol Spence would make some decent adjustments, or he's come up with a different game plan. I wouldn't say, Errol Blood Crawford ain't what he was. No way. It's just that it's on Errol Spence to make it what it wasn't last time. It's just as simple as that.
Yep.
That's on Errol Spence. In terms of Bud Crawford's going to come in exactly how he was.
What does Canelo Alvarez gain by if he beats the shit out of Bud Crawford?
He gains Terence Bud Crawford's first he takes away that. He beats the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. He gives
that's 3 weights. Did he get any props for beating guys like Amir Khan or anything like that?
Yeah, but listen, he's a great fighter. He's an all-time great, in my opinion. He's a great fighter. So if you beat another great fighter, there's nothing wrong with that.
So we don't think so. What you're saying? We don't look at weights anymore.
It's not out of the realm. It's not something like an Errol Spence going to fight Beterbiev or something like that. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anyway going to fight a Teofimo Lopez or something like that. It's not like that. It's not that deep. It's not that far. Man. Do you know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez started at 140. He's moved up 140. He's not even a natural 168 pounder. He's a natural 160 pounder, in my opinion.
So Lomachenko's legacy fight was Rigondeaux.
His legacy fight wasn't Rigondeaux.
It was?
His legacy fight was
his biggest win.
His biggest win, Rigondeaux.
I'm asking.
I don't.
Probably maybe Nicholas Walters, maybe.
Nicholas Walters was a great win.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So
Narez,
Walter was greater than Rigondeaux.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, Rigondeaux came up there and to be great. So and it was two great fighters of that time. People regarded them as pound for pound. Why is not it's not eye popping for people to say that was the biggest fight for Lomachenko? Yeah, because he was coming up how many classes up?
Fair enough.
How many weights did Rigondeaux come for that
Yeah, but
fight?
what, at least two, right?
Two weight classes.
Two. It was two weight classes. See, he didn't get massive credit
You know, Rigondeaux only had
but he
because when
didn't
you
get
got in
points.
the ring, you saw the size.
Rigondeaux only had 17 fights though. He only had 17 fights at the time.
No, but both of these guys was like that because of course they made their mark in the amateur circuit.
Yeah, but I think the problem here is, right, Punch. You know, most of the American people and the people who are Crawford fans, right? They feel like Canelo. They're believing it. What people are saying out there, what Crawford's saying, that Canelo's not that big of a guy, bro. He started at a different weight, and they're saying that he's not that tall, ginormous guy. So they feel like within that talk, there's some kind of he's not ginormous. He's not at the best of his career. So they feel like that helps.
Nah, I think it's this rap star for the Bud Crawford fans that they didn't want to admit it before. They felt that Earl Spence was the greatest of this generation. That's what it was.
I mean,
They felt that
Errol
he
Spence
is the
was going on
standard.
like one of the bad men. He was. I mean, he is. He's done
No,
some.
the
I knew,
bad man, the
I knew
He's a
at
bad
the
man.
bad
time. I knew at the
motherfucker.
time Earl Spence wasn't shit. The guy hasn't fought in over was it
Not for
300,
Bud,
400
not for
days.
Bud, because we can't praise Bud the way that we're praising him if y'all thought that Earl Spence wasn't shit. To get the type of respect that Bud Crawford got, that they looking at him like he's an invisible force, is because Earl Spence had had that credential, had that how you say that aura.
Yep. He was undefeated. Unified champion for
People are
Crawford.
blinded by his performance, but it had to be versus somebody greater than great. It's like David beat Goliath or something like that. That's the way I'm just saying. That's why I see Bud Crawford fans. Oh my God, he could fight Canelo now. None of y'all
But you know,
motherfuckers was saying that shit.
but you know who first started saying that? It was actually Shakur that actually started saying it. He said, "Man, I think Crawford could beat Canelo, go up and beat Canelo." And then right after that, Crawford starts entertaining that. Oh yeah, I can move up
Man,
to
So,
you remember
116.
in fact,
you,
But
you
Shakur
remember
was the first one
Shakur
that
said
actually started saying
Mr.
that.
I could
Punch,
beat Canelo. That Shakur was
Mr.
saying that
Punch.
he could beat Canelo.
No, it wasn't a fact of I didn't think that. Oh yeah, Canelo, Bud Crawford can't fight. It's the fact that it's just that Canelo Alvarez had bigger. He's got other plans. He's got other initiatives. I don't see why those two guys should be fighting. That's why how I see. It's not that Crawford can't fight Canelo Alvarez. No way. I've always thought Canelo Alvarez and Crawford could fight. What could possibly match? That would be a decent matchup in my opinion. But Canelo Alvarez got other guys to go and fight. He's still got David Benavidez. He's got Christian Mbili. He's got David Morrell. He's got other guys to go and fight.
You say Christian and Billy, the guy that beat who had a fight over there on ESPN Plus. You put him up there with Canelo and Canelo sweepstakes on him, and Billy from Canada.
Who
Yeah.
wins, Bud Crawford or David Morrell?
David Morrell.
Look at that. A guy that hasn't proven anything. And you
Yeah,
think
but
that
like you
David
said, he
Morrell
named
beats him.
off that. No, but
But
like you
you
said,
think but
he's
you
named
but you think that
amateurs.
Canelo Alvarez loses to Bud Crawford. You see, it
No,
doesn't make that's what I mean. Is that
no,
they
but
got lost
Styles.
respect for Canelo.
No. Styles make fights. I believe David Morrell. He batters the Canelo Alvarez right now. That's what I believe. He batters him right now, in my opinion. The guy's 6'3". He's got length. He's gonna move up to light heavyweight after he destroys everyone at 168. He's a different breed. He's a different breed, in my opinion.
I think that if you was Canelo Alvarez, wouldn't you feel like disrespected that I did all this in my career and a guy that didn't do shit, you think that he could beat my ass?
No, but listen, you said that how did Rigondeaux and Lomachenko, where did they garner their name from? From the amateurs. He's one of the best amateurs ever in history.
Yeah, but all right, but Canelo Alvarez is one of the best pros ever.
And we don't know if David Morrell would be one of the best pros ever. We don't know that yet.
Okay, then. So you're looking at an amateur versus one of the best pros.
Yes, correct. But he's looking
When
at
it came to Lomachenko and Rigondeaux, it's two great amateurs.
Mr. Punch. I'm just looking at it from what's going on in the division right now. He's got the same belt as Tank Davis. He's got the same belt as Stanionis. He's got the same belt as Usyk he took away from Dubois. He's got that belt. So I don't care if he's got 2 fights, 9 fights, 34 fights. It doesn't matter.
But
He's ready to
admit it,
fight right now.
admit it. You feel like Canelo Alvarez have decreased substantially. to believe
No,
that he
no,
loses to David
no, no,
Morrell, to
no,
believe
no,
that but Crawford could beat Canelo, or because I never knew your take on Canelo. You just never respected Canelo like that.
no,
He's
no, no,
overrated.
no, CC, no. I
Is he
still
overrated?
no. I believe that Canelo. Well, no. Today, in today's time, in today's age, he's underrated in my opinion because he's done a lot. He's a great advocate for the sport. Like I said, he's up there with the greats in our era. I'm not one of these Canelo haters or I'm going to shit on Canelo Alvarez. No. He's been doing a lot more than he's been doing the most than a lot more of these other fighters. You understand what I'm saying to you? So there's no way that I can say, oh yeah, he's decreased and this other. Fair enough. People say that he hasn't been looking good enough in his last previous fights. He should have knocked out. He should have stopped Golovkin. Well, when nobody has ever stopped Golovkin. Nobody's going. You know what I'm saying to you? Oh, John Ryder, the Euro bomb. Oh yeah, he destroyed John Ryder. He broke his nose. He finished John Ryder. Or Bivol, cherry pick Bivol. No, that was no cherry pick. Bivol is a killer. Bivol is an apex predator. So for me, Canelo Alvarez has been doing decent stuff. You know what I'm saying to you? So all I've got to say to that is I would like him to fight David Benavidez when the time is right, or when I say the time is right, when they can both get on the same page and both get in there and fight each other. So no, I'm not going to shit on Canelo Alvarez. He's a great advocate for the sport.
Yeah. So you believe that, but you do believe that David Morrell is the best fighter at 168, though. You think he's the guy? He's the of all everybody bring their best A game. He's the best guy at 168.
No, see, I think he's got the best tools. I think he's got the best tools to be the best guy at 160. I'm not gonna see. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm not an ignorant boxing fan. I'm not like one of these little stupid troll idiots that just say, "Yeah, oh yeah, Tank's gonna knock out everyone. Oh yeah, Shakur's gonna beat everybody. Oh yeah, Tio's gonna destroy everyone." Yeah, they need to get in there and fight. They need to get in there and fight. That's what I'm saying to
But
you.
don't you think in the beginning of everybody, every high invested fighters, you know what I'm saying, they all look great. They all look great in the beginning of their career. Big well, look who they fighting. So when we say, oh, these guys got the tools and stuff like that, yeah, because they look who they fighting. Can they use that same tool versus an elite fighter? That's a totally different, question and answer.
Yes, yes.
Caboose and it's. I'll give you an example. Um, T.O. used to play with guys. No matter for like, forget it. Let's say Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. was playing around with everybody, but when he fought James Toney, he did that one showboat for a bit, but the whole fight, he was looking like he was very disciplined.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
you're gonna look good
You
versus
see, but
certain
you're talking,
fighters.
see,
You're gonna
but
look
Mr.
good,
Punch, you're talking about James Toney and Roy Jones. They're two phenomenal exceptional anomalies. That's what I'm saying to you. You couldn't, you give me another example. They're
but that's what
anomalies.
I'm saying. That Canelo Alvarez he beat great fighters and legendary fighters, whether
Yes,
they was in their prime, a little bit outside of their prime, or whatever. He got a resume.
yes,
He's
yes.
beaten. He's climbed up for David Morrell, who's done nothing, but he'll beat Canelo. Is that's
No, no,
how can we
no,
say
you can't.
that?
No,
Why?
hold on. You said he's done nothing. See, you're taking away from the guys now. He hasn't done. He's become a world champion. Don't say he's done nothing. He become a world.
bro, bro, bro. You're talking about Canelo and talking about David Morrell.
You said he's done
He's
nothing.
done nothing.
No. Compared to Canelo Alvarez,
He's
correct.
not even a world champion, bro. He's a JV champion, bro.
No. He's a champion. No, he's a champion. He's a champion. He's a regular
Stop
champion.
it, stop it, stop it. So did
No.
he beat the WBA? Oh, all right.
That's the
So,
same.
so did he
That's the
beat the
same belt that
WBA
Muhammad Ali
champion?
had. That's the same belt Muhammad Ali had. That's the same belt Muhammad Ali had. And
Did
that
he beat the
belt's
WBA
automatic.
champion? Did he beat Canelo Alvarez?
Did he beat Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah.
No.
You calling him a champion?
Because he is okay. He's a second. Whatever you want to call it. The WBA recognized him as.
He's a university.
Mr. Punch. I'm just telling you what the WBA recognize him as. It's not even between me and you. I'm just telling you what the WBA recognize.
No. The WBA recognizes him, but does the world recognize him?
No, but the
Or they
WBA does.
recognize Canelo?
Of course.
All right then.
No, I agree with you to a certain extent. It's just the fact that you said he's done nothing, and I disagree there because Tank Davis has took that belt multiple times, and that's why he calls himself a 3 division world champion. Calvin
They
Ford,
call him.
Calvin Ford says he's a 3 division world champion.
And what does everybody recognize? Okay, so let me say, is Tio undisputed as a lightweight?
No.
Okay, thank you.
But like I said, if you want, like I said, if you want to get technical, if you would like to get technical about it, he has an argument to say that he was undisputed. Yes, he has an argument.
I mean, the argument for Tio is he beat both of the guys who were cleaning up were technically undisputed guys. So yeah, I would say Teofimo. Yeah, in paper he's not, but he beat Josh Taylor, which was undisputed and never lost his belt. And Lomachenko made the fight to be undisputed, and Tio beat him. So, in my eyes, Tio really is a two-weight undisputed. But
but
paper, he's not.
technically on paper he is. He could say he's undisputed.
But he's not, because they've took him away from all the names with 9 names.
Morally, he is.
He's not
Morally,
on.
he's the first 2 division undisputed.
He has an argument. He has a case, but obviously we don't do no gray areas here. It's just black and white. So
see, the fighters recognize that he beat the right guys, the top guys. So he should.
See, this is where belts do matter, because Rick. I asked Mr. Glazer, where does he have? I like Teofimo Lopez, and I asked him where does he have him on the. He said he doesn't really have him on the list, and I said, well, raw. He beat 2 pound for pound guys, and you get me. If he was really undisputed, Rick most probably would have put him on his list or whatever. You know what I'm saying to you? So that's why I say the belts, they hold well, they hold weight.
Well, Rick's got Sonny Edwards in the list.
But he's a champion though.
So does David Moreau's belt hold weight?
Yeah, yes.
And how? Could he mandate Canelo Alvarez to fight him?
No, but he has the mandatories, and he's next in line once Canelo Alvarez decides what he wants to do in the division.
Okay, and then if he fights the mandatory and that guy beats David Morrell, what is he?
What guy? What guy would that be, sir?
What I'm saying is that Canelo Alvarez is the recognized champion.
Yeah. No, he is a recognized champion. I'm just saying to you that
Morrell is just paying a sanctioning fee. He's just a WBA whore. He's the mistress, and Canelo Alvarez is the wifey.
No, but I think what they're saying is these days, holding on to that belt punch, that when it gives them power later on when Canelo moves whatever direction he's moving.
Yeah, like he'll be elevated to the next, like whatever he'll be elevated.
These guys, isn't it?
Yeah, they're supposed to be getting rid of all them belts, WBA.
And what's so funny is the winner out of Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez. If Canelo Alvarez doesn't fight that guy, then that guy has to fight David Morrell, because Demetrius Andrade is his mandatory.
Yeah, that fight could happen, especially if it's for the 2 belts. If they take the belts away from Canelo.
So even which way it goes, David Morrell is gonna have big name fights in the next 2-3 fights. Either which way it goes.
It'll be interesting to see who he fight next. I would think he probably get another fight in before the end of the year. So interesting to see who they put him in. PBC put him in with next. He got a pretty good following up in Minneapolis.
Yeah. Well, I believe that they need to put him in the New York, in the big room to bring that Cuban crowd. You know what I'm saying? Bring that Cuban crowd on there.
Yeah, if he in New York, they put it in the Barclays, Madison Square Garden. That's like top rank, Madison Square top rank. Match room. But PBC, they go to Brooklyn, Barclays. So they'll probably put him into Barclays if he go to New York. So it is ready to see, man. I think he get a fight. And I heard a name. I hope it ain't this guy, but I heard a name that he could possibly fight. And they talking about maybe a Jose Ukutaki. That guy there already got beat by Caleb Plant. I think Benavidez already beat him. I think man, I don't know if Benavidez fought him. I know Caleb Plant knocked him out. He had another fight and lost his. I think he lost his last fight.
He was meant to fight Benavidez, but he popped dead. Yeah, so that fight got canceled.
Yeah. I heard his name maybe could be next for David Morrell.
That division is very live. Obviously, people say it's dead. It's not dead. No division in boxing is dead. You just need to know the fighters. You just need to know the fighters, and all the fights need to get made. It's as simple as that. In that 168 division, there's multiple names in there. I want to see Christian Mbili. I want to see Diego Pacheco. I want to see Edgar Balanga in there. I want to see William Skull. I want to see what's my man's name? Corzo. I want to see Esquel Corzo. I want to see who else I want to see up in there. I want to see Eric Bazarian. I want to see him. I want to see bare guys up in there. There's Patrick McCrory from Ireland. There's bare guys up in there that need to fight each other. That 168 division, it just needs to stir up a bit, and it'll come back alive again.
Yeah, Berlanger and McGill need to fight, man. Both of them with the zone. I know Berlanger's with Matchroom and McGill's with Golden Boy, but they need to make that fight happen, man. That's a big fight over there for the zone.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying to you. They're not willing to risk their pride, their projects. They're not willing to risk that. That's why I asked Mr. Glazer, is Esco de la Hoya, is he gonna obviously he made Tank and Ryan, well, he helped make Tank and Ryan and whatnot, but after that, what the fuck else have you done? You need to get in there and give Mongia some big name fights. What's he gonna do? Get to 50-0 without fighting a real name. His
Yeah.
best name on there is most probably Saddam Ali or Liam Smith. What other names on there? Or Devryanchenko. I'm tired of that shit, man. Mongia needs to. That's a big fight. Let's see if Oscar De La Hoya's gonna make that fight with Belanga, because he fucked up the fight with him and Charlo. Him and
Yep.
Charlo's fight. What happened to that? That went down the fucking drain.
Yeah, like you said, Oscar sabotaged that fight. Talking about, oh, the zone got to be involved. Why they got to be involved? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Showtime is the one to put the money up. Let him go over there and prove himself to be a great fighter. You know, that'll be great. But he like you said, he sabotaged that fight. Yeah. See what the chat talking about it. Like,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they're gonna announce that Devin Haney fight. You know, him and Prograde. They've been talking about that fight for about over a month now. I heard they got a possible date, maybe December 9th. And I heard they might even try to put that fight on pay-per-view, which that fight has no business on pay-per-view. I don't know what the zone, or maybe Eddie Hearn got to pay both fighters won't. They're gonna have to put it on pay-per-view.
It's on pay-per-view because these guys demand so much money. It has to go on pay-per-view. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's like Keith Thurman. You think Keith Thurman, someone, I'm just using Keith Thurman for an example. Someone like him, he's not going back to no co-main events, or he's going on pay-per-view. That's it. There's nothing else for Keith Thurman. Pay-per-view
Yeah.
only.
Yeah, he fought Mario Barrios on pay-per-view. So yeah, like I say, he won't, because to justify PBC not gonna just give him that money. He's gonna have to, make his money off that pay-per-view. That's why they put him on pay-per-view. But
Look at Andy Ruiz, another example. Andy Ruiz, when's the fucking last time he had a fight? He's only doing pay-per-views now, big money. He ain't going on no one's co-main or that bullshit. He ain't doing that. You see what I'm saying to you? These guys demand a large amount of money, so much or whatnot. These guys have to go on pay-per-view.
yeah, that's why Andy Ruiz and Wilder didn't get done, man. Both fighters were asking for crazy money, and that's one of the reasons why that fight didn't get done.
David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, that's not a pay-per-view fight. That fight needs to be a co-main event fight.
Yeah, that fight should be on regular Showtime.
That fight needs to be under the Canelo Alvarez and Charlo. That's what that fight needs to be underneath.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying to you. But that fight's gonna go on pay-per-view. This is nonsense.
Yeah. That fight should be on regular Showtime, really.
Exactly, regular Showtime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you see a lot of these guys not fighting. You notice there was Showtime doing a lot of their fights now of upcoming prospects level fights. A lot of those guys that was like got names, you're not seeing them fight on Showtime. They putting them on undercards, on pay-per-view undercards. Like you got Jesus Ramos versus Erickson Lupin. That should be on regular Showtime. But both guys are looking for a certain amount of money, got to put you on the undercard of pay-per-view. You get you get whatever that's left over from what the main event fighters get. You get the crumbs from them and put you on an undercard. So that's what they're doing. The same thing with Barrios versus Ugas. That should be on regular Showtime, but they throwing it on pay-per-view undercards, man. The Showtime is now putting on fights for young prospects coming up, guys that's not making that much money. Asking for a lot of money, putting them on Showtime.
I just want to give you guys a heads up that I spoke to Andrew Maloney and Jason Maloney's manager. Both fighters are waiting till they get their fights locked in. And as soon as they get their fights locked in, they're coming over here for an interview.
They're probably going to be on the Tim Zoo Mendoza undercard, ain't they? Up in Australia.
Well, we're going to find out, because he said to me, as soon as I get the fights locked in for Andrew, then, because Jason did come over here not long ago. So I just spoke to him while you guys were chatting, and he'll be coming over soon.
Yeah. Yes, wrap up. That's good work there.
But you guys, man, I got I'm meant to have Devin Haney's dad coming in a couple of days. I'm trying to get Shakur, That's the truth. I want to speak to Shakur.
What wrap up? What, you been to America?
I've been there many times, bruv.
Okay.
I've gone to Madison Square Gardens, the Vegas fights. I've been there many times, bruv.
Okay, so
Yeah, bro.
in the field. So you're in the field. You're in the field.
A little bit here and there, not much though. I'm more into my own shit, but when I get a chance, you know.
What you do? You do that, but what you do full time like boxing, or you do like you do maintenance, or what? I'm just
No,
asking.
no, I
I'm
just
just
do this
asking. I'm just asking.
boxing. I just do this boxing on the side. I got a few contacts. I got a few people I know. They always keep me updated. Got a few friends that were amateur ABA champions from Peacock's gym. I know
Okay,
James Diggle personally. I know all them and them, you know.
okay,
So I've
okay.
just been around the game. Back in the day, I used to be in and out the gyms, man. And I had
My
a couple
people,
of really close friends in the game.
my people are more like Denzel Bentley, Richie Rapport, those guys.
Yeah, I like those guys too. They're coming. Yeah, they're coming. I see that Denzel Bentley. He lost to Felix Cash though, right? But he's doing good. He
Yeah,
won a British title now.
yeah.
He won, and you know what? Ben Whitaker's looking like he's going to be running the show for us.
Hey, I want to see. You see that? I want to see him and David Morrell. That's the super fight. The super fight. That's the
But he
super.
got. You just got to give him 18 months. Watch what he do. 18 after 2 years, he making noise, bruv. That geezer. And what
Yeah,
do you think about Adam Azim
he's solid. You know, I just.
at 140?
Yeah, no, he's solid. You know, he's solid. You know, I think he's got potential, but I just want to know that can he take a punch? Like, can he take a real punch from these guys, man? Because you know, this that's the one thing with us Brits, man. We struggle to take a firm shot, man, from these American guys, man, or these European people.
What about everybody gunning Conor Ben down? But he's coming back though.
That pissed me off, man. He better come back and destroy it. I want him to come back and destroy it.
Yeah, Conor Ben let us a little bit down, but he's coming back. He's coming back. Hopefully, he knocks some people out and then they shut up.
And what do you think of Adam Aziz? What do you think?
I don't want. I mean, look, Conor Ben, he's a sick fighter, bro. He's hypnotized. You know what I'm saying? He's hypnotized in this game. He trains like a fucking animal. So whatever it is, at least he's still training like a madman. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't know, man. Let's see what he coming with, man. But you know, he was knocking people out like fools.
Yeah.
He was knocking them out better than Boots.
100. Oh yeah. What he put Algeria to in the next dimension. He destroyed Van Herden. Boots got a no contest with Van Herden. Oh yeah, they clash heads. But that no one's talking about his poor footwork, his poor timing, his poor assessing the situation of how he even ended up against the ropes with Van Herden. No one's talking about that. We want to talk about he bumped heads with Van Herden. Okay, cool. But how did that lead to them bumping heads, clash of heads? Come on, man.
Look at how some people
has got.
already know you in the chat, bro. Butch Cassidy, they know you.
What do you think of Adam Aziz?
I think he's good, you know, because I'm hearing from behind the scenes, bro. I know a guy, he said to me, bro, he seen Adam spar a 160-pounder and he's putting that guy under pressure. So they've got a lot of big things they're saying about him behind the scenes, bro.
Yes, because
I even heard that Conor Ben said, yeah, man, this guy can hold his own. So I don't know
100%.
what to tell you. Conor Ben said, bro, this guy can take a shot. So I don't know, man. We're gonna have to see, right? But he looking like he coming with something. We're gonna see what he's coming with. But we ain't got much to go for right now, man. We ain't got that many champions. But we got a fight coming up. Josh Warrington, Woods. Who you got in that fight?
It's a tough fight. I got Lee Wood winning that fight, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I'm happy for Chris Eubanks though, because a lot of people hate Chris Eubanks, man. They hate him.
No, I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate. I have no hate for him.
You know the fans that were throwing beer at him and they were being hostile and that. I'm just saying, innit? Then you know the fans in England, they don't like him. Some of them, right? So they're very hostile when he comes in the ring and all that. You know.
Of course. I don't know the man, obviously, personally. I don't know any of these fighters, but that's one thing that people will need to understand here and learn about Unman. That I don't know, I have any personal relationships with any of these big time any of these fighters. We don't know them. I don't know who you know. You know what I'm saying to you, Rapstar. I don't know. You get me? Obviously, I know. Like I said, I know common based level fighters like a Denzel Bentley, those type of guys. You get me? But I don't know these Chris Eubanks. We don't know them personally, so I'll never hate a fighter or hate them on that level or whatnot. You understand what I'm saying to you? But it's just that their behaviors outside of the ring or the way they carry themselves, sometimes I feel that Chris Eubank, he puts on a facade. You know what I'm saying to you? He's not really dedicated to the sport. He doesn't take the sport seriously. He 1 minute he's talking about, oh yeah, Golovkin, Kell Brook. The next minute he's talking about Canelo Alvarez, Conor Ben. Like that, I think he's confused. You know what I'm saying? He just lodged Roy Jones, and then he lodged the trainer before that. He's all over the place for me, Chris Eubank. But he doesn't really deserve the getting bear thrown at him, all that other shit. You know what I'm saying to you? Because he puts his life on the line for us and for himself and it's for his family. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I told you I'm a different type of boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fanatic, but I'm a different type of fanatic.
You're respectful.
Yeah, 100%. I used to fight, so yeah, 100. So I understand how it goes. Not on that level, obviously, but when it comes to having a fighter's mindset.
Of course, bruv. If you've been ever in there, you know that how it feels. I've done 3 rounds, man, and I know how gassed out man has been, you know? Because man's not in shape all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've seen everything, man. So you respect it different because you've been in, you've seen the respect that it takes for these guys to be like that.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
most definitely.
it's hard work, man. Hard work, dedication. You take your eye off the game for 2 months, next guy's taking over you.
2 months. You did it for a week.
I'm just saying, though, innit? You got to be on it like chronic, bro.
Yeah, man, a week. That's what I said. Even though you might hear other people, me myself, banter when it comes to other fighters like Tank Davis, like you said, people you said that people know me in the chat or whatever. Sometimes some people think that I hate Tank, for example. I hate Tank Davis or I dislike Errol Spence and all these people. No. They're great advocates for the sport. They're great advocates for the sport, and I'll tell them that to their faces, and I'll tell them, on the other hand, this is what I don't really like, what you do outside of the sport, but it's nothing to do with me because I don't change their lives. They don't change our lives, really. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, like I said, it's just boxing talk. The boxing is the most subjective sport in the world. You know what I'm saying to you? It's the most subjective sport, but this is why we love it, because it's what's happening next. You know what I'm saying to you? What's the next big move? Boxing don't have no seasons. There's no real managers like of a team. It's just one man on a one man army. You know what I'm saying to you?
You know, I met your boy KSI in London too.
Okay, my boy.
I'm just saying, what do you think of KSI?
Headbangers.
KSI fighting Tommy Fury, you know.
That KSI, I respect him because
he's strong though.
Listen, I respect. He's gonna get smoked. I think he can beat the shit.
Tommy Fury gonna beat him like he beat Jake Paul?
Yeah, he's gonna beat the shit out of him, man. He's gonna beat the shit out of him. KSI doesn't have the experience of a Jake Paul. He hasn't been fighting the guy like this. He gonna get beat this shit. Tommy Fury should put hands and feet on KSI. But I respect KSI though because he's got into shape. Yeah, he's got into real shape. He looks like he takes the sport. Or when I say seriously, he works hard. You know what I'm saying to you. So I respect KSI for getting in there and doing his thing. But he's gonna get put to sleep though by Tommy Fury.
I never thought KSI would make it to this to fight a boxer and shit. So he's done well.
Yeah, I respect it. That's what I said. I respect these guys, man. I respect it because
who wins against KSI and Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul.
You think Jake Paul beats KSI? Yeah. Because Jake Paul's been doing a lot more with the professionals and training hard as well.
He's actually got a when I say a decent style, he's actually got a decent foundation. Like you get KSI has no foundation, no footwork. He's just a strong, decent athlete. You know what I'm saying to you? Apart from that, come on, man.
Yeah, Jake Paul has become a bit more educated as he uses his jab, distance.
He's in there real guys. He's in there. He's sparring real guys. KSI ain't sparring nobody. He ain't doing shit.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens because that KSI making noise. He wants to beat Tommy Fury and get the Jake Paul fight, but you don't think
KSI don't even have to throw a punch properly.
Of course, but he got a straight brawling strength.
You don't think his athleticism is gonna give him problems? He's very athletic and got the hand speed advantage over Tommy.
That crap don't mean nothing, man. Listen, I'll get up now off the couch and destroy KSI. me getting up to the couch to fight Jake Paul, it will be a bit very, very, very difficult because I see him training, I see the type of workouts that he does. It seems that it will be a decent fight, but KSI, I will destroy him. I will destroy. Pay me 10 grand, I will destroy him. KSI he's not an actual boxer. Jake Paul tries to he's got the right foundation. He's in the right lane.
Yeah. Wonder who Jake Paul gonna fight next, man. He don't have a lot of. You know what I mean? He don't have a lot of appealing fights out there, really. You know, I don't think he's gonna get McGregor right now, so I don't know who he actually gonna fight. Maybe I guess he fight the winner of the Fury KSI fight, which we think it's gonna be Fury.
But listen, sir. What makes me laugh as well, whilst I answer your question, is you punch said, oh, some Crawford fans or whatnot are deceived, and that you get me. The sand has been put in their eyes. It's the same with Jake Paul in a sense. Jake Paul is not even meant to be fighting these guys. He's not even meant to be fighting these guys that he's in there with. Yes, they're old. Yes, they're not really as big as he is, size wise, physicality wise, but that guy is a YouTuber, Disney guy, some Disney, what is he, Disneyland guy. He's not meant to be in there. These guys that he's fighting are they're real fighters. They're real ex-athletes, real fighters. Even though they're not boxers, but they're fighters. He's nothing.
Yeah.
He just started this stuff. You don't just get up off the couch and say, "Yeah, I want to be a pro fighter now." You don't work like that. So that's why I give him credit, because he's actually decided to say, yes, I'm gonna put my head down and focus on this sport and learn about it. You know what I'm saying to you? And he's giving women like Serrano and that big paydays, and he's doing multiple things. That's why I can give Jake Paul credit, because he's doing multiple things in the sport.
Yeah, he's doing a lot for women boxing, yeah.
Yeah, and the guy's young, and he's mad young. He might be. Yep. We never know. He might be the next. I don't know, Eddie Hearn or something. He might be in boxing promoter. I don't know. He might be in promoting the next guy to. I don't know. He might be the next big promoter. Who knows? I don't know.
Yep.
But he ain't meant to be fighting nobody. He ain't meant to be fighting none of these ex-UFC guys. Or
yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got in that Wilder and AJ? Who you got in that?
Wilder AJ?
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 fight, man, because Wilder ain't been fighting. He's very inactive, man. I thought when they was talking about this fight was going to happen in December, I was like, Wilder, you need to get a fight in, man. You ain't fought since you fought Elanius. That was like a year and a half ago, and that fight only went one round, and you hadn't fought in a long time before that fight. So he's been hella inactive. So I just think it's going to come out who land that right hand first, man. It's a 50-50 fight. AJ is not, he's a little bit gunshot right now, but at least he's been active. We had like 2 fights since Wilder last fight. So I thought it was like a 50-50 fight. Go either way. If Wilder be more active, I would have took Wilder. I just think he'll land that right hand. AJ don't move his head well.
Well, let's talk about the fight that's coming now, bro, with our boy Joe Joyce versus Zhang. Is Joe Joyce going to get his revenge? Or is Zhang going to do the same thing? Because all Joe Joyce needs to do is take Zhang past that 7th round. Zhang will start to gas slowly. Then Joe Joyce can get it on. But he has to go through that 6-7 rounds. You understand? To get Zhang tired. Who's going to win that rematch, bro?
No, man. Zhang's got his number, man. He's going to beat the shit out of him again, man. That straight left. That straight left is his kryptonite.
Wow. You can't get away from that left, no?
No, man, you can't teach a dog old tricks, man.
Wow, Joe Joyce, they were calling him out for everyone before.
Yeah, because styles make fights, and Zhang had the right style to destroy Joe Joyce.
Zhang's going to beat him in the next week or so.
Yeah, most definitely. I believe so. Because someone like him, they stay very educated. As in, he didn't go off after that win. He didn't go off and go party and all this other. He didn't go off take his eye off the ball and all that. He stayed in the gym. And he seems to have got better, in my opinion, from what he was last. I see his last interview. He seemed to have got better. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Anyone got faith in the juggernaut, JB?
You seem to have faith in
him. Yeah, he was getting hit with that left hand at will in the first fight. He's got to take away that left hand, man, and make him use that right hand to beat him. If he's able to take that left hand away, he'll have a chance. And he's got to, stay behind the jab. He has a real good jab. And like you said, he's got to get the fight to the second half of the fight. If he can get a past round 7, as we've seen in the Flip Hickory fight, Zhang seems to tie. And that's where the juggernaut can try to take over that fight, possibly maybe win a decision or maybe get a late stoppage. So it's all about he got to take him and his team. They got to be working on taking Zhang number 1 weapon away, and that's the straight left hand.
You seem to have faith in Joe Joyce, rap star counterpart. You seem to have faith in Joe Joyce. You think Joe Joyce?
I'm hoping Joe Joyce can go through the first part of the fight, because I saw Zhang get tired against Filip Hrgović, right? So I want to see if Joe Joyce can go through these deep waters, get away from the left hand a little bit better, and then make the fight of it after the later rounds to see if Zhang gets tired and then Jojo's takes over. But if not, it might be the same thing. And that means, what has he learned from that loss? You know what I mean? He got to try and he's got to do better in this fight. The Juggernaut, he was making a lot of noise. I got to see Juggernaut beat up fucking Daniel Dubois, maybe even better than Usyk.
It's a big fight for George Joyce. He's basically in driver's seat to fight for a world title, and he took this loss to Zhang trying to stay active, while he waited on his opportunity, ended up taking the L. So this is a big fight for George Joyce to try to get the win, and that'll get him right back in the championship picture.
Stephen Bateman says, I got the Juggernaut winning. Go on, Stephen. Somebody believes in the Juggernaut still. Okay. We'll see. Any other fights coming up that we need to know about?
Well, we got a Zepeda coming up. We talking about Golden Boy with RICK GLASER. Golden Boy got a card coming up this Saturday with William Zepeda against Mercedes Jester, who beat Jojo Diaz in his last fight. So that'll be interesting.
He should fuck that guy, man. Mercedes Jester. Jojo Diaz was shot, man. He was finished. Jester got a decent, good victory, but he's up against someone that throws almost 1,000 punches a fight. He gonna get fucked up, man.
Yeah, I think if we get this Zepeda that showed up against Jojo Diaz, I like him to win the fight. But Zepeda last fight, it was not a great performance. It wasn't even a good performance in my opinion. So I don't know, maybe he just didn't get up for his last fight. But if we get this Zepeda that showed up against Jojo Diaz, I agree with you. He's gonna overwhelm Jester. But if we get the one that was in his last fight, it's gonna be very, very interesting. We could see an upset.
I got two fights for you. One for you, sir, and one for rap star. What about Richard Hitchison and Jose Zepeda? What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think Richard Hitchison, that's gonna be his coming out party, man. He gonna put on a beautiful performance, man. He just too athletic, too fast, too technical, man. I think Zepeda is seen his better days. I don't think he's the same fighter that was in that fight of the year a couple of years ago when he knocked that guy when they had multiple knockdowns. I don't think he's the same. I think that type of fight took a lot out of Zepeda actually. Then he got beat by Prograis pretty decisively. So I think it's gonna be a coming out party for Richard Hitchison. I look for him to win a unanimous decision or maybe even a late stoppage.
Yeah. I see that also. I got Richard Hitchison winning by unanimous decision, beating the shit out of Zepeda. Zepeda's not the same anymore. After that, getting beat the fuck out of Regis Prograis, beat the shit out of him. That beat the shit out of him, but it was a good fight, but he took a lot of damage in that fight. You know what I'm saying to you? So Richard Hitchison, this is coming out party for Richard Hitchison for real. After he beats Zepeda, in my opinion, this should put his name on the high heights of 140. You know what I'm saying to you?
Hey, yo, you guys know who Kid Austin is?
Of course, Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd Schofield.
Yeah, I'm reaching out to him tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm getting over here too.
And Mr. Rapstar. How do you see Jai Opatea and Jordan Thompson, our fellow Brit?
I'm going with that the guy, the Aussie mate.
Jai Opatea.
I can't even pronounce his surname, bro. You can.
Opatea.
That's funny the way you pronounce his name, bro.
Yeah,
hey man, hey, what's happened to there was a couple other fights coming up. What's happened to Janabek? Who's he fighting?
Oh, he's fighting. What's that guy's name? Vincento Grantaneri.
Wow, you can pronounce these all odd names, bro. You're serious. You should be a commentator.
Yeah, that fight's gonna actually be not too far from where I live, man, in Rosenberg. I'm actually gonna go to that fight. That's gonna be October 14th. I can't remember the guy's name, but that's gonna be like not too far from where I stay. I'm gonna go to that fight. So
Rosenberg, Fort Bend Epicenter.
Yeah, Fort Bend County. I'm right out there. I'm right outside Stafford. So it's like I jump on that ferry. It's like a 15-minute drive. And I think Keyshawn Davis is gonna be on that card too. So I'm definitely gonna be at that fight.
Respect.
Yeah, he's fighting here. Albright. You know that?
Oh, that's who Keyshawn fight. Oh no, who's Albright? Who's he fighting? Is that gonna be Keyshawn's opponent?
Yeah. Not here. Albright.
Albright. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely go. That's gonna be October 14th. That's gonna be on the same day as the KSI Tommy Fury fight, but that fight will be on during the day. Janet Baker me fighting that night, so I'll be able to check that fight out. Yeah, I'm gonna be at that fight, that Janet Baker fight. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. You guys, I'm gonna shut this one down, and we're gonna catch you on the next live, brothers.
Yes.
Okay, Rockstar Bush, y'all take it easy.
Yeah, salute. So what's your name, sir? I didn't get your name, sir. Man.
Your name is JB Sports.
JB
The man, the myth, the legend, man. I got a YouTube channel, man. Check it out, man. Go to YouTube and put that name in. Check out some of my videos. I'm talking boxing.
Most definitely, I'm definitely going to subscribe to you, sir, man. OG. I want to subscribe to you, man.
That'll work. Appreciate you. All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
Salute, sir. Salute.